Money, money, baby. The New York Jets have newfound cap space, and we'll explain all the details. Boy Green Daily starts now.
I'm going to lose my gosh darn bananas. Boy Green Daily starts now. Zoinks!
Boy Green, Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily. Let's go!
Zooey mama.
Put your seatbelts on. Get ready for the ride. We're the freaking New York Jets, and we're built for this shit.
What's going on, everybody? I'm Paul Eston Jr., a.k.a. Boy Green. I'm the New York Jets digital reporter for Heavy.com. Welcome to Boy Green Daily, a daily New York Jets video show, also available wherever you get your podcasts. Make sure you guys like the videos you're coming on in here. Plus, we have an article in the YouTube description down below, getting right to it. We have a special guest. He normally joins us every weekend. He has an opportunity to let the hair flow. He gets to let the hair down, get loosey. And he plans on doing that here on the program. It is one of your favorites. It's certainly your mama's favorite. It is Hop on Pop. Here he is.
Hey now, good morning, Coffee Club.
Okay, that must be the mamas calling out for you, perhaps. You're about to ditch. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Let's the old school Boy Green merch, the moron shirt. Very nice.
Who knows? Maybe it'll matriculate to the new shop here soon.
Hey, maybe. I take a lot of pride in that. I designed that shirt. So, pat myself on the back. Very nice. Little, moron action there. So, very nice pop. There is going to be a lot to catch up on here on the show, for certain. But let's, before we get to all that, and by the way, I want to give a big shout out to all the Boy Green Coffee Club members in the audience. A quick shout out. We got Ant Jets 82. We've got Hep in here. We got Mac Attack, Mahar Khalil. Craig Mechanics is in here. Frankie's in here. Jared B. Our moderator's in here. And so many more. And even a few non-Coffee Club members. Shout out to you, Ron. I see you there on the channel as well. Also, quick shout out, folks. Tonight is today is the last chance to get your raffle tickets in. We'll talk more about that later. Final month of January. We're giving away all our prizes tomorrow morning, February 1st. So keep that in mind for all your gifting, super chats, super stickers, gifting channel memberships, buying memberships yourself. And speaking of memberships, folks, tonight is the first ever Boy Green Espresso Club Summit. We're going to have our first, I was going to call it a press conference, but it's not even that. It's much more informal. It's a private Boy Green Espresso Club. It is the second of our two. We have two YouTube membership levels. The Boy Green Coffee Club, the OGs, $2.99 a month. And then this Espresso Club is $5.99 a month. The creme de la creme, the crown jewel of the Espresso Club members, once a month, we're going to have a live show all together where only you guys will be in it. Only you guys can hear what's going on. It's very exclusive, and you guys can call in, and we can talk about career advice. We can talk about Jets. We can talk about family. All is on the line. You can crack open some cold ones. Come join us and have a good time. So the first ever Boy Green Espresso Club meeting will be tonight. So if you guys want to join it, you have to either upgrade your Boy Green Coffee Club membership or just jump in straight for the deep end of the pool there with the Espresso Club membership. We'll check more on that later in the program. All right, Pop. Yes, go ahead.
So it's kind of like Space Mountain.
Sure.
Right?
That
so you have to be taller than this to ride the ride?
Well, the height is not the specific.
Just for the record, for everyone on the program this morning, Boy Green is still not allowed to ride on Space Mountain yet.
So that, well, you know what? I didn't want to be on it anyway, so the feeling's mutual. So good.
Yes.
They say I'm not a part of it. I didn't want to be a part of it. So let's get into it, Pop. Here, the NFL made a major announcement here, which has huge ramifications, of course, for the New York Jets and the rest of the teams in the National Football League. NFL teams apparently were informed yesterday, Pop, of the increase in the salary cap. And I'm going to put this up on the screen from NFL Network insider Tom Pelissero so you guys can see this as we're talking about this. But just absolutely massive news, which, again, has a direct impact on the New York Jets for their cap space for this very offseason. If they want to turn this thing around, they're going to need to spend some dough. and we'll have future shows talking about exactly where they can spend said dough. But here it is on your screen, folks. This is from NFL Network insider Tom Pelissero here on the program. The NFL informed clubs today, which was yesterday, that the projected 2026 salary cap will be in the range of $301 million to $305 million. That would represent another significant jump from this year's cap number, which was 279, and nearly $100 million more than the cap was in 2022. And Tom Pelissero did a really nice job of like highlighting the last bunch of years, Pop. We'll do, it's not the same kind of trivia that you would probably know the answer to. So it's a random Price is Right guess. Okay, so the salary cap space for this season, Pop, is going to be somewhere between 300 and 305 million projected. What do you think the salary cap was in 2013? Let's go back 13 years ago. What do you think the salary cap was in 2013?
140 million.
Pretty close. It was 120 million. Think about that. 13 years ago, the cap was 123 million. And now it on the high end will be 305 million. Good Lord. As Tom Pelissero says in a separate tweet, business is booming for the National Football League. That's for damn sure. So what does that all mean for the Jets? Well, I did the math for you. So you may want to double check it. But NFL teams are projected to gain at least 22 million in cap space this offseason, which of course opens up a lot of possibilities here for the New York Jets, Pop, with potential use of franchise tags if they want to use that or not and use it to build around the team. 22 million, that's a significant chunk of change here, Pop.
Yes, it is. However, high tide rises all boats or raises all boats. So everybody gets that $22 million.
That's correct.
So although good for the Jets, who already had a significant amount, now they have more. Can I have some more? More. Yeah, it's good. It's good, but it's the same for everybody. So it's not like a separate windfall for the Jets, but it does leverage their already existing significant cap space and helps them get ready to rebuild this roster.
Let me ask you this. So is sort of what you're saying, is it bad news? Because if the Jets, so like, let's think about it this way in reverse. If there are teams that had cap problems, right? Like, boy, how are we going to get our guys? This magical windfall of 22 million falling from the heavens helps those teams, even contenders, like, well, thank God, we didn't know this was coming. So it helps them. And also it sort of muddies the water of indifference. Because if the Jets have, and I'll reveal it in a second, how much money they have versus the other teams, that could sort of close the gap a little bit and give some of those contending teams a little bit more wiggle room for their negotiations.
Yeah, absolutely. In the end, the Jets, with very few exceptions, I think they're fourth in available cap space. With a few exceptions, they're able to outbid you. But How many times can you do that? So 31 other teams now have more money to play with and compete with the Jets that they would have not had this not happened. So I believe this is overall a net loss for the Jets.
Oh boy.
That every team now has some gator, some walking around money, right?
Oh, wow.
And that they didn't have. So, well, I do think it's a negative impact overall for the Jets. It's some loss.
Gator needs some walking around money.
Yes, and a quote that doesn't get used enough. And for those who don't understand the reference, stop being an uncultured swine, for God's sakes. So the money where the Jets are right now for this counting at home is, according to
definitely
Spot
helps out the other guys.
Yeah, that it does. With where the Jets stand now, they have 82 million. This is factoring in the newfound money that is included here from the cap increase. That would be, as Pop said, fourth most in the league. So they're going to have money to burn, as once famous wise man said. They will have money to burn at a couple of key positions. Now, let's explore that for a second. So the Jets have more cap space. Well, first off, you tell me whether you'd want to do these things. So the Jets have 82 million. That's fourth most in the league. So it's a lot of money. The Jets are very competitive with all the top teams in the league in terms of finances available. The Jets don't have many levers to pull to create even more cap space. sort of how their contracts are sort of is. There's not a lot of guys. Sometimes you'll see there's an aging linebacker who's making 40 million. If you cut him, you save 30 million. You can just throw a pile of money on top. The Jets don't have a lot of those scenarios, but one lever that they have to pull is they could create 7.5 million, which is a decent chunk of change if they got rid of Harrison Phillips. Where do you stand on Harrison Phillips? It's non-guaranteed base salary. They traded for him last year, obviously, from the Minnesota Vikings. Would you have any interest in that, or even maybe a mini extension to knock that money down?
Yeah, I would. If I'm the Jets, I'm pretty happy with sitting with the cap room with where I'm at. Now, there's an evaluation on Harrison Phillips and what would his replacement cost, right? Because you replace him with a rookie, then you save some money. You replace with a veteran, you probably did not. And then what's the cost benefit analysis versus talent versus cap space, et cetera, et cetera. I'm strongly against the Jets restructuring it because there's Harrison Phillips and Garrett Wilson, I believe, are where you could get some cash. And
one more as well. We'll talk about that in a second.
Okay. With that being said, to me, if you're the Kansas City Chiefs and you have some room to free up some cap space, then you do it. If you're the New York Jets, who might be 2 years away from contending at a minimum, right? This is not, you're not like, oh, one more thing that'll put us over the top. That's not where we're at. And so I would be against it. So, yeah, I'd evaluate his talent versus what the replacement cost would be with a veteran. Is there a veteran that interests me? Or if I let him go, it would be I'm going to replace him through the draft. And, that's a viable option. But if I valued him, I would spend that money and I would not let him go if I doing that talent evaluation. I don't have that on Harrison Phillips off the top of my head, his talent evaluation, but, likely – and we could talk about the other significant impact that or a player on our roster that may have on our draft space. But I think the Jets need to build for the future, not overspend now for something that's not going to help when we're actually ready for contention, which again will not be in 2026.
Yeah, so Harrison, I like. He was a nice addition. Sometimes like the Jets will interview or sign a player where we're all like, who? And we have to Google and try to learn who that player is. Harrison Phillips is not one I had to Google. He was in the AFC East for 4 years, and he was annoying to play against on the Buffalo Bills. So I was very aware of who Harrison Phillips was when the Jets decided to trade for him from the Vikings. I was like, wow, okay, that's a notable guy that has some there. In the National Football League, and he was a good leader for the Jets all year and all that. 7.5 million. It's interesting what you sort of evaluate that at, where he's at in his career. And again, maybe an extension is in order, and then you can lower that cap number for now and sort of, change a little bit of the activity. You could do that for the Jets, but you mentioned 2 restructures, Pop, that could happen. And here's how I sort of feel about restructures. If the player is really good, then all the money you're eventually going to work out. For instance, Garrett Wilson, he's not going anywhere anytime soon. So if you want to move around his money to create massive amounts of cap space, great, sure. If that's what you want to do, play around because Garrett's going to be here forever, that's great. When you want to restructure a player that I'm not so sure is going to be around, that's where you can put yourself in future cap hell that I don't like. One of those players that was mentioned by Connor Hughes of SNY is Jamien Sherwood. Now, again, I've asked this question to the universe several times this offseason. The question the Jets need to answer: does Jamien Sherwood stink, or was it the scheme that made him look bad? I don't know the answer to that question. The Jets need to answer that question. Now with Brian Duker. Oh, yeah, we need some more thoughts from Pop on Brian Duker and everyone else that has been brought in this week. So that question needs to be answered. I don't know the answer to that question. But for now, I'm not in any rush to start messing around with Sherwood's contract because there may be a chance, and we'll do this maybe on another show. Robert Saleh got hired in Tennessee. Right. He may be interested in several former members of his team, and maybe that's a trade situation if the Jets believe that Sherwood is not as good as they thought and they want to try to get out. Feeding him back to a guy that is in love with him may give you your best return on investment. So Garrett Wilson restructure alteration, sure. If that really helps the team and they have a path, I don't just want to create money to create money. If you have a plan and say, "Ooh, this extra 15 million could help us do this," if you have a plan for it, I'm open to it. But outside of that, I'm not.
Yeah, same. I believe, that Robert Saleh may come knocking, and I'd open the door. Hello, come on in. Yes.
Oh, nice.
Oh, and by the way, here's your parting gift with you as you leave, Jamie Sherwood, because I believe Robert Saleh can get the most out of him, most bang for the buck, if you will. So I think we're kind of in a lose situation with Jamie, right? We're going to see but it could be a win if old Robert Saleh came knocking.
All right, now the first thing you have to address as an NFL team when you have cap space is let's handle our in-house items. The Jets have a bevy, a slew, insert way to describe it, amount of free agents that are about to hit the market. But I have identified two key decisions for the New York Jets that they have to make this offseason, Pop. We'll start with the offensive line. I think the Jets are going to have to pick between John Simpson or Elijah Vera Tucker. I don't believe both are coming back. I think it's one or the other. Or, I mean, a complete restart, let them both walk, and you figure it out a different way, I suppose. But I think they're going to choose one or the other. And here's the situation if you're the Jets. Here's what you weigh. On one hand, John Simpson is reliable. He has started 51 straight games over the last 3 years. So he's always available. That's good. You want a guy who's always available. But he had some inconsistencies last year. So he's available, but he's not perfect. Okay. Elijah Vera Tucker. He's younger, higher upside. He's been superb when healthy, but across his first 5 years in the league, 3 of those have been season-ending injuries. Torn tricep, torn other tricep, torn Achilles. Not so good. While John Simpson has started 51 straight games over 3 years. That includes, again, 17 games each of those seasons. Elijah Vera Tucker hasn't started a full 17 game season once in his career. So there's risk when you give up that kind of buco bucks. So, Pop, you're the GM. You're the Jets here. What do you do? Door number 1, you keep John Simpson. Door number 2, you keep ABT. Door number 3, you just say, yeah, I'm going to find someone new, which I suppose is possible, but I think they are going to pick one of the two. Who do you pick? Which one do you pick? What's the right call here?
Yeah, I go with door number 4 that you did not offer me. I'm knocking through the wall, right?
Oh, geez. That wasn't suggested, but okay.
Yeah, I'm keeping them both. I'm keeping them both. And this is not a Mayo situation or a Mayo bat light. I think AVT, you could get him on the cheap for a 1-year deal. Prove yourself that you can get on the field, stay healthy, minimum cost. And I keep them both in that scenario.
So what about the players, right? So when one is signed, unless you sign them exactly at the same time, one is going to know, wait a second, where are all these pieces going? Like, I don't want to sign if he signs, because that means that they're like only one of us is going to be able to start between the two of us.
Yeah. We all need to get over our feelings. All right. Okay. Suck it up, Buttercup. Reality. Somebody at the door. Reality's here, right? AVT, right? How many snaps did he play last year for the Jets? I'll wait.
0,
right? I don't think the market for AVT is going to be high. I think if I'm him, I'd be more than willing to sign an incentive deal, which the Jets merit, and so he's got to stay healthy. He's going to prove himself. You give him an incentive-related deal. You keep both and not overpay for them. So that's what I would do.
I would just say in negotiations, and you probably know a lot of them in your line of work, that just more, it's not just about money. All right, ABT, how much you want? This. All right, bing, boom, bam. It's like the Jets are selling themselves to John Simpson or ABT. Here's our plan for you. Here's why we want you back. Like we envision you as a starting left guard. We envision this. Like all of that is part of the conversation. Unless they just copy and paste and literally have the same conversation with both, one of them is going to be like, I'm sorry, what? Because, like, my perception is that AVT or John Simpson would have a nice market in free agency. Offensive linemen are hard to find. The old Mr. Available stat I just gave about Simpson, I think, is going to be very intriguing to the market. To AVT side, he can play every position outside of center. If some team believes in him at tackle, that could be a windfall of money for one AVT. So, sure, if it existed out in the universe where you could bring both back, I'd love the depth. I just don't know how realistic it is with the two guys and free agency looming. And let's just throw this one out of the way. Not that you said this was going to happen, but just to address the elephant in the room here. The Jets can't use a franchise tag on either of them. Now, can they? Sure, they could, but it seems incredibly unlikely. The franchise tag is $27 million, fully guaranteed, of course.
Yeah, definitely not.
Yeah, right. And for people that don't know, the franchise tag does not discern between tackle, guard, and center. It is one juicy overall $27 million number. So no matter what offensive line position you play, that's the tag. So the Jets aren't going to use that on any of them. The players know that. The team knows that, which means if I'm the player, I could get a little tough on negotiations. If I hit the open market, instead of just bidding against one team, which is the Jets, 31 teams on top of the Jets are all bidding for my services. And that net positive should be more money than whatever the Jets are offering me in February.
Yeah, I just entering argument. So and if AVT won't take it, then let him walk. But I think there's a discount here. That's the prudent play. And by the way, let's put some respect on the Jets for a second. The Jets don't need to sell themselves to AVT. AVT needs to sell himself to the fucking New York Jets. Oh. Like, what are we talking about? Your ass collected a check all of last season, and you did zip and pip for us. You owe us. So how about you just sign this and shut the fuck up? And if you play up to the contract, if you get the incentives in the contract, then we'll talk. Well, we'll fast forward a year from now. We'll talk about a long-term deal. Otherwise, we're doing you a favor. So why don't you sign it, shut up, and show up?
I'd love to be a fly on the wall for these negotiations happening on one Jets drive. Jesus. Blessed be he. Anywho, that'd be wonderful. Here's another big decision the Jets have to make. So, we've got that for offensive line. I think the other big one is Breece Hall. So, Jets, you have many doors to pick, and I'm sure you're going to pick a fifth door. And no matter how many I provide, you're going to be the Kool-Aid man. That's right. Yeah. All right. So here it is. Breece Hall, you could franchise tag him. If the Jets franchise tag him, 1 second, I have the number here. I believe it's 14.5 million.
14 million. 14 million.
But I think I put it in here. Yes, there it is. So that would be another opportunity for the New York Jets if they wanted to do it. Yeah, 14.5 million. So they could franchise tag him and prevent him from reaching the open market. Or they could try to reach a long-term deal with him, or just let him hit the open market and then come to some conversation with Breece and say, hey, buddy, no matter what you get in the open market, come back to us. We just want to see what's your top offer, and then bring it back if you want us to match or whatever. That'd be nice. Let me just see what that looks like. Or you could just say, screw you, Jets. And he doesn't have to return serve to match. That's a personal choice if you choose to do it. So 14.5 million. The Jets obviously have the money to be able to satisfy that if they want to. Offer a long-term deal or short-term deal, any kind of deal, or free agency. My gut tells me, again, just from a player perspective here, is that if I'm Breece, I want to hit the open market, because the only way I don't is if the Jets franchise tag me. I obviously have no control of that. Or they just so overpay me. My agent's like, we're not going to get better than this on the open market, which seems unlikely. Why would the Jets go crazy overpay? So really, it seems like tag you're it or hit the open market. It would surprise me if the Jets are able to strike a long-term deal with Breece ahead of free agency. Do you agree or disagree?
Yeah. So I'm going to use a comparable analogy for me.
Oh,
right.
Wonderful. Okay.
Yeah. And I'm going to use the name of a player that Breece Hall should not even be mentioned in the conversation with. Right. So,
okay. Just for the sake of what you're about to say, right?
Right. So this is exactly the situation that our stadium sharing brothers had with Saquon Barkley, right?
Yeah.
The running back is an important and viable piece for a contending team, right? And so Saquon Barkley, little value to the Giants other than giving the fans a reason to show up. Little value. They trade him to the Eagles, a team that was close. A lot of value.
Just so you know, he didn't get traded. He left as a free agent.
Yeah. So similar, similar. That's right. I had that in mind. So anyways,
it's the same thing.
Exactly.
Yes.
Same thing, right?
Yeah.
The Jets, Breece Hall's serviceable years left as a serviceable running back is probably about 3 years, realistically, historically speaking, running backs, et cetera, et cetera.
He's 24, so maybe that window's a little longer for.
What's the average career of an NFL running back? I'll wait. Less than 3 years. All right. Thanks for interrupting, for providing no value. All right.
But he's already played 4 years, so that doesn't make any sense. That would be his
so he's already past his time. Either way, that's not where I spend the money if I'm the Jets. The Jets are not close. They're not contenders. I don't spend money on Breece Hall. And could you help me understand how do you come up with the salary cap number for a franchise tag? Like, how's that number? How's that manufactured? Where does that 14 point whatever million comes from?
Well, I used to think it was the top 5 average of the position, but that wouldn't seem to make sense based on the money that is currently being doled out. For instance, if we pull up the highest paid running backs in football right now, that number, I'm not good at math, so, that may not put me in the right position here, but there's a few of these contracts that are on top of the market. Christian McCaffrey is making $19 million. Saquon Barkley is making $20.6 million. And then Derrick Henry at 15. So if it was a top 5 average, I don't think it would be 14.5. I mean, let's do the math right now.
What are the next 4 and 5? Cool. Yeah, it depends what 4 and 5 are, right?
Yeah, right. So we have 20.6, 19, 15, 14, 12.25. So let's do the quick math.
Yeah, it's going to be higher than 14 point whatever.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I was saying. So that's why normally in the past, that is how I remember that franchise tag being, but it doesn't look like based on
when the calculation is based on, right? I don't know.
Yeah, it'd be 16 million and change. So interesting.
Maybe it's and so that's per season, but it depends on how they actually calculate the number. There's probably the top 5 is probably right. It's probably over the history of their contract, not a per year average. But anyways, I wouldn't spend that on Breece Hall. He's not a top 5 running back. I hope I didn't break anybody's glass ceiling there. He's not a top 5 running back. They have 2 competent running backs. They have the Jackrabbit and Agent Zero. I wouldn't spend close to $14 million. I said it before. I'll say it again, 6 to 8 million. And if he doesn't want to take it, he can take it, with him when he goes. And easy, you can't trade him because he's not under contract. That window to get
one.
Don't tell me this. Don't tell me the sign and trade or tag and trade or your Boy Green laboratory garbage.
Here we go. Super Chat.
Wow.
You could do a tag and trade.
Oh my God!
Tag him and trade.
How did I know?
But how did you know? I figured you'd be able to put it together. Da Vinci here. He says trade Breece, replace him in the draft. What if you tag and trade him? There's been plenty of tag and trades in history. They're not as rare as it seems. Those situations occur. The Chiefs were interested in him. So, like for instance, right? If I think the Jets could get better value than this, but if the Chiefs were interested before, I imagine they're interested again. Jets tag Breece Hall, and they call up the Chiefs. Ring! Hey, you want Breece? We'll take a 6th round pick. Why wouldn't they give up a 6th round pick to get Breece? Then they would work out a long-term deal before the trade was finalized. So again, I think they get better value than that. They wouldn't do it for a 6. Maybe they could get it back to at least the 4th that the Chiefs offered last year, let alone you trying to work it back up to the 3rd.
Yeah. All that being said, I'm going to get a better running back for less money when we draft Jeremiah Love.
Whoa. Okay.
And nobody's going to care. Well, nobody's going to care the position Jeremiah Love was drafted when we put him in the Jets Ring of Honor for being the all-time leading rusher for the New York Jets. Nobody's going to care whatever we draft him. Nobody's going to care. When he's the offensive rookie of the
happening here.
When he's the offensive rookie of the year next year, nobody's going to care that wherever Jets drafted him. And so you're going to have to wait where I think they're going to draft him for my draft morning special, which is coming up here in a few weeks.
So you think Jeremiah Love is going to have over 10,000 rushing yards for the Jets? Curtis Martin currently
Absolutely.
holds that crown at 10,302. Oh my. Okay.
Are those
Wow.
all Jets
That's good
yards?
news for
That
Jet fans.
10,000?
Yes.
Okay.
Those are all Jet yards. Curtis Martin, his overall career is over 13,000 rushing yards. That includes his New England Patriots trip. So yeah, that's exclusively Jets.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's
absolutely. He's going to lead the NFL in total yards his rookie year.
wow. Oh my goodness, man! The bold tags continue to pile through. That's wow.
And if you don't know, if you have a question about it, he's worth a Google. He's worth a Google.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you, EZ, for the $2 super chat, by the way. And again, that would make sense. Again, maximize your asset. Again, there is a sunken cost fallacy here where the Jets could have had a 4. They wanted a 3. They got nothing. And again, we just did a wonderful show yesterday. Again, another massive shout out to Nick Corte. If you guys didn't check out the show, we talk about comp picks and what the Jets are projected again, how it all works. So we answered your questions. And if the Jets let Breece Hall just go in free agency, don't tag him, don't nothing, see ya, and he signs whatever deal with anybody, Jets with $82 million to burn are likely going to spend a lot of it, which would then nullify the Breece Hall departure, and thus you would get nothing for him. That's why if I'm easy, I am at least, because the cool thing about the Saquon Barkley thing is we had Hard Knocks cameras. We got to hear the Giants people debating in their room, what do we do with Saquon? Do we tag him? And then the people in the room go, nah, no one else is going to want him. And you're like, are you sure? And they're debating back and forth. Again, it's the same exact scenario as Breece Hall, where do we tag him and prevent him from hitting? The only slight difference is this would have been the second time the Giants tagged him. They had already tagged him previously. So there's some slight alterations to the path, but it's generically the same. And it's an interesting debate. It's an interesting conversation. I don't know. I probably tag him no matter what to give me the chance at the trade. And I think I can either force Breece by using that and making it he can't negotiate with other teams. He doesn't want to play on the franchise tag. That's a 1-year deal, doesn't give player security, and he doesn't want to risk it in the season. So I give him a contract offer like for 3 years that is well below the franchise tag, but it gives him long-term security. So like it's sort of that debate back and forth, and you can see if you could get him for a relative song. Or if that's not going well, you tag and trade him. So we'll see. There's a lot of possibilities.
Goodbye.
The universe.
Breece Hall, you are the weakest link. Goodbye.
I appreciate the weakest link reference. We don't get that often enough. To me, those are the two big decisions for the Jets, Pop. It's John Simpson or AVT, or both, apparently door 5, and Breece Hall. And then the rest of them, with all due respect, are somewhat inconsequential in terms of Jet free agents to be. And sort of coming through it a couple of times. There's a few restricted free agents and exclusive rights free agents, and we could do another show on that in the future. But long story short, the Jets can bring anyone they want back for dirt cheap. So those don't count to me as free agents that we need to talk about. Those seem like the big decisions that would have any massive impact on the salary cap space for this upcoming season. I think that's where we're at there from that perspective. Pop, and that's in terms of the cap conversation and all that jazz. That basically is it for the New York Jets. Again, we will have more shows to come, as you indicated. We'll let you play GM before free agency and maybe how you would spend some of the money. We'll do a draft version where you could do your hop on pop mock draft in the future. We could do that here shortly. Before we let you catch up on the Jets' new defensive coordinator, the Duke, some John Gruden stuff. Let's show to the audience here our raffle ticket prizes, because today is the last day that you guys can get your raffle tickets in, folks. We do raffle giveaways if you're new to the channel every single month. We give everything away on the first, but throughout the previous month, you guys can buy your raffle tickets. They're $3 a piece. Here's our raffle ticket prizes for this month. We have a New York Jets mint flip coin. And I'll show it to you guys here. Sorry, excuse me, Brett Michaels. Here it is. It's a beautiful piece of jewelry. Comes with a certificate of authenticity from the National Football League. We'll go full screen so you guys can see this. Okay, for our video listeners, there it is. That's a beautiful mint flip coin. It's a New York Jets flip coin that is real. It's a real piece of jewelry from the NFL. The Jets established in 1960. Of course, there was the New York Titans, and then the Jets were officially established in 1963. This is a beautiful mint flip coin. It's terrific, and like I said, it does come with a certificate of authenticity from the National Football League's official game coin. That is one of the items we have up for bids here. And again, all you guys have to do is spend $3 on the channel to be eligible. And we have had people buy one ticket and win before. Obviously, the more raffle tickets you have, the better your odds are. But I always suggest to the Boy Green Coffee Club, or even if you're not a Boy Green Coffee Club member, you can buy raffle tickets to get a ticket for the dance. And then it's up to the gods, because we do the wheel and name picker on the show tomorrow to pick whoever that winner is going to be. So we have this beautiful mint flip coin. We have the New York Jets polo on your screen, New York Jets rivalry hat, the Boy Green Woody tailgate package, which will have koozies, bottle openers, some of our leftover wonderful tailgate activity that happened. And Pop, you're throwing stuff into the giveaway, yes?
I am. We got the Boy Green Instant Coffee Club cup and T-shirt that'll be added. By the way, you can get yours today at the Boy Green link down below. $10 for a coffee cup, and I don't know where you can buy a $10 coffee cup, let alone with one with your esteemed image, and a T-shirt with that. It's athletic material, wicking, and it's that's only a $15. So a shirt and a hat, a shirt and a cup, if you will, shirt and a cup, $25. Are you crapping me? A T-shirt nowadays goes $40. Let's go.
So yes, as Pop indicated, there's an official link to the Boy Green brand new merch shop. We fixed all the issues that people had before with shipping and these problems. So we have a brand new merch shop. All that is down below. So you can get yourself a mug. You can get yourself a T-shirt for $25. That's a great deal. But also for this giveaway, we will have a mug and a T-shirt waiting for you on top of all these prizes on your screen. So if you want a chance to win them, all you have to do is spend $3 on the channel. So if you're watching on YouTube, hit that little money sign, super chat, super sticker, and join in. Also, a little plug for tonight's, again, Boy Green Espresso Club meeting, which will be happening tonight. If you join the Boy Green Espresso Club, which is $5.99, you get a bonus 5 raffle tickets. Raffle tickets are normally $3 a piece, but you get 5 raffle tickets for joining the Boy Green Espresso Club. So if you want to get the most bang for your buck, I suggest joining the Boy Green Espresso Club. Get you 5 raffle tickets for our giveaway for this month, and you'll get to participate in the live show later tonight, where, again, it won't be available to the general public at any point. It's only for us, for questions, conversations, and everything else. And we'll be on. It'll be, people are asking what time tonight. It'll be in the 8, 9 o'clock range this evening. I want to give chance for the West Coast people to be able to hop on. So you guys will see the special link. It will say members only. It'll be in a green text, and that'll be tonight. We'll watch some Royal Rumble, which is out in the Middle East. So the live Rumble is at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So that's going to be over around 5, 6 o'clock, and we'll have the live show tonight in the 8, 9 o'clock range. So I hope you guys all join in on that. And Pop, we have put out the call, and memberships are flying in. So let's catch up on some of this action here. Let's go to T-Town Jet, baby, gifting a Boy Green Coffee Club membership. Let's freaking go. T-Town Jet. Double dip, if you will. Memberships, Pop.
Yeah, 15 years. Jay was the first one, and Never Image Entertainment was the second one.
Okay. Beautiful. That is 5 total raffle tickets for your T-Town Jet. Thank you very much for your support. And again, 5 raffle tickets for our wonderful contest this evening. By the way, if people don't know how to join the Boy Green Espresso Club, you have a couple of options. You should have an upgrade button in your top right-hand corner, or you can cancel your current membership and then just reapply for Espresso Club. I've seen several people decide to do that. That appeared to be easier, but we always have it in the YouTube description down below. It's currently the pinned comment, but we'll be opening up the phone lines here in just a minute. So we'll take your phone calls here on the program. Luby, I guess I'm just going to have to keep this highlight clip ready here for you, Luby, because he wants me to play this Jeremiah Love highlight. We'll see if I can get it for you quickly here. But
Wow.
Yeah, thank you, Lou B, for this. I should just save it in here. Did I? No, I don't have it in here. So I'm gonna have to go back and find it. We'll see if I can get that quickly for you here, pal. We'll be doing that here on the program shortly. Because Pop, that's one of your favorites. It was the Penn State game, right?
Penn State game. That's right.
Okay, so
He
let's see.
did some
Yeah.
trucking. It was good.
Okay, beautiful. So Lou B, we've
Trucking,
added that to
bragging.
your super chat. Yeah, we've added that to your super chat total. You're now up to 20 raffle tickets, which I will update on the scrolling ticker here in just a minute. For folks that haven't ever seen Jeremiah Love Pop, how would you best describe him?
Yeah, and it's actually very interesting. I'm glad you asked. It's very, very interesting.
Yeah, sure.
Do you know who Jeremiah Love, and I think this is a demeaning comparison, but you know who Jeremiah Love is frequently compared with in the past?
No, I don't.
Yeah. He was compared with the number 2 overall selection. Is that weird? He's frequently compared with the number 2 overall selection in the 2006 draft. Any idea who that was?
The number 2 overall pick in the 2006 draft?
Yeah.
Oh, wouldn't that be Reggie Bush?
That would be.
Oh, okay, nice.
Yes. So he's frequently compared to Reggie, and I think I think he's much better than Reggie Bush.
That's rude. Reggie Bush was an incredibly accomplished college athlete.
He was an accomplished college athlete.
Well, that's what we have to compare with. You can't judge his NFL career while Jeremiah Love hasn't.
I'm going to say Jeremiah Love is going to have a much better NFL career than Reggie Bush, which was frankly disappointing.
What? He had a wonderful NFL career.
Okay,
he won a Super Bowl ring with the Saints. Like what the?
He showed up, right?
Oh, come on.
How many Pro Bowls did Reggie Bush go to? I'll wait.
I'm not sure off the top of my head how many Pro Bowls he went to, but as
a running back,
is
0.
that the bar?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Okay,
yeah,
but
that's my
so
opinion.
He had over 5,000. But like, look at this career. He had over 5,000 rushing yards, 36 rushing touchdowns. Let's see on his receiving stats I have in front of me. Yeah, over 35. So he had basically 10,000 total yards from scrimmage and over 55 touchdowns. I mean, I don't know. That seems pretty good to me. But I mean, if you're telling me Jeremiah Love is going to be better, then that's terrific. Wonderful.
I am. So
wow, that is,
he's definitely going to be better.
So wait, so you were, just to make sure I understand, so you said you're insulted by
No, I'm giving a comparison. You asked me to tell the fans what he might be like, and I'm saying that comparison is used frequently. That's all. That was the only thing. And then I evolved the conversation.
Okay.
So
Okay. I'm gonna try to get this here for Lou B here, and try to see if we can get this up here in short order. I finally see it now. The clip he just sent me. So I will attempt to play this here for Lou B, and Pop can be in his glory here. So what I will do is you guys will only get to. So you're gonna have to sort of watch it like a silent movie because I don't have the rights to this music that's coming in. So folks, you're gonna have to just watch it silently. But you know what? They say silence is golden. So you guys will be able to enjoy this highlight reel of Jeremiah Love here in just a moment for Lou B. And we'll put this on for you guys. I will tell you, and now I'm going to just keep this now so we have it forever. And we'll answer some other memberships as they're coming in, and I'll get this clip up for Lou B. And now I will keep this on the big board just in case Lou B ever wants it played here on the show. So thank you. He says, BG, please play the Love highlight. Pop is smart. So I appreciate that. And Pop appreciates being called smart. So thank you for sending that along. We'll try to get that clip uploaded to the show board here in just a second. But we've got some other activity flowing through here, Pop, as we're waiting for that to come in. Our great people, Joshua and Cecilia Langley, baby. The Langleys have gifted 5 Boy Green Coffee Club memberships. Let's go. Oh, my goodness. Every time we get 5 or more, Pop, we got to do something special. What about your guy?
It's Jets, Jets. I love Fireman Ed, too.
We'll have to get to that story here in just a little bit. So let's go. He revealed the 5 new members to the Boy Green Coffee Club Pop from the Langleys.
Yeah, James Crow, 6064. Bobby, K5K. I Slip Jets fan, Abu Jacob, and Phantom GNW.
Okay, beautiful. There you go. Some new members to the Boy Green Coffee Club. Shout out to the Langleys. By the way, Langleys, you're up to 10 raffle tickets for this month, so good luck for the contest that's coming up here. Really appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, and I see this, which is terrific, absolutely beautiful. A upgrade has just occurred here in the comment section, and also, guys, make sure you guys are liking the video, hitting subscribe. Let's give a huge shout out here to Jets Worldwide, aka Snowball, who has now upgraded his membership to the Boy Green Espresso Club, baby. Again, I told you guys that option was available for all of you, and Snowball has just taken full advantage. That's what I'm talking about. Thank you for joining the Boy Green Espresso Club. The memberships are raining in for the Boy Green Espresso Club. We'd love to see it. As I just explained, that is a bonus 5 raffle tickets for our contest. So thank you, Snowball, and we will see you tonight again because this will be our first Boy Green Espresso Club meeting. That'll be happening later this evening. Again, it'll be in the 8-9 o'clock range. You guys will see it on the live stream. Again, it will be highlighted in a special green text, which you guys will see read members only. And that's how you guys will be able to tune in for that. So Jets Worldwide, thank you very much. More super chats and everything coming in, Pop. This is very active so far in the final month. Some ballot stuffing of the votes is happening here, which we appreciate as well. So that's terrific. So thank you. And some more super chat action coming through. Lou B, your video clip is being uploaded. We'll play your Jeremiah Love here in just a moment as well here on the program. Let's catch up, Pop, on some of these other super chats coming in. But thank you, Jets Worldwide. Here's a super chat from our guy EZ, baby. Every time we get a super chat, we hear from my daughters, Ray Luna.
Wow.
It's a good question, Pop, and maybe you'll have to spill some of your trade secrets here. But Easy says, Pop, where do we draft Jeremiah Love? Can we get him?
Yeah, so I have not started my detailed draft analysis, but I believe we'll be able to trade out of the number 2 pick. I would be fine, just for the record, taking him at number 2, but I would be okay trading down a few spots, picking up some draft capital, and then still drafting him in the top 5. That would be what I would do. Nobody's going to remember. Nobody's going to care when he starts cranking out. He starts racking up awards, cranking out yards that we got him. And we went in the top 5. He's by most people in the draft, he's in the top 2 on their big boards. And frankly, talent wise, I think he's not in the top 2. I think he's in the top 1.
I love that phrase for the audience. Hey, he's top 2 and he ain't 2. I see.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, you look at it. He talks about use a Reggie Bush comparison. He if you look at some math, and math is important, he had about 75% more touchdowns than Reggie Bush did. He had more yardage, and if you go by his longest rushing touchdown of his career, he beat him there too. So,
wow. Okay. By the way, Uncle Indy says Love is a late round first at best. Your response?
Well, some people are born, rugged. Some people are born good looking. Some people are born intelligent. You can't be all 3. Some people can't be any. So,
okay.
I appreciate Uncle Indy, but you are wrong on this one.
Okay, there we go. Appreciate that, Uncle Indy. All right, as Lou B requested, here is the clip again. No music, so just allow the music of silence to be here. Here is Jeremiah Love. Okay, here we go. Jeremiah Love. He's hurdling a defender, somehow unbalanced, staying on his feet. Incredible. Look at him sort of shaking free. And now he's doing a reverse backpedal while running. Initiates contact like a human battering ram. That's one defender. Up a second defender's coming in as he's driving his feet, plowing
third
forward.
defender.
Now, yep, third defender attempting to go low and missing. And he's getting all the way bent, and he throws that guy off him, and then dives forward. And now, I don't know. Some coaches go sort of back and forth on the diving forward. They don't always like the ball being put into jeopardy, but he had both hands on it for what it's worth for that. Wow.
And for those people, so you take that, and this is not a disparagement, right? So there's a lot of press by the Philadelphia Eagles running back for his oddly reverse pirouette that he did last year.
Oh, on the Madden cover, right? Ass hurdle backwards. That was pretty cool. Yeah.
Right. That although that's cool, what we just saw is much more difficult and really shows a characteristic. Like, that's a fluke thing. He did a backwards pirouette over.
Right.
He vaulted somebody over backwards. That's cool, right? He didn't plow through three people, maintain his balance, and score a touchdown from 4 yards out after being contacted by 5 defenders. So they're a little different. I just want to,
Yeah, I would say on Saquon's thing, I think there's a bit of obvious athleticism to show that sort of verticality.
I'm not disparaging what he did.
No,
it's the plays that I'm not the talent of the player.
I think for Saquon's thing, it is a combination of a lot of things. It's clearly his athleticism. To vertically, not a lot of people can jump that high. But to look behind him and go, oh shit, I can't turn. Like, all of this is happening in nanoseconds. That he looks behind him, he's like, oh shit, I can't turn around and hurdle him like I normally would. Oh, his angle, I think I could just jump high and he's just gonna undercut me, and I'm gonna hopefully land back on my feet. Like, obviously, the brain power that was going on there to even attempt that move. And to think he could get that move, I mean, there was luck involved, too, of how it all sort of played out. But obviously, a lot of skill. That was crazy. But, yeah, no, to your point, he's not dragging multiple defenders. He's not shifting angles. And, there's a lot to unpack there. But,
Yep, there you go.
Pretty good. Okay, there you go. Wonderful, guys. Appreciate that. So, thank you for the surge of super chats and memberships and everything else that just flew through. Again, before we get to the phone lines, I'll let Pop answer a few topics from this week that he hasn't gotten a chance to sink his teeth into, and then we'll open up the phone lines and allow some callers here on the program. Again, I want to keep saying it to make sure no one misses it. If you are a member of the Boy Green Espresso Club, and that membership is currently growing, so thank you. Jets Worldwide just joining that group. We're going to have a live stream. Let's pencil it in for 8:00 this evening. I'll set up the show after this is over. Again, only Boy Green Espresso Club members will be able to access it. So again, you should be able to, in any video, if you see this later, like, oh man, I want to be a part of the Boy Green Espresso Club, in the YouTube description of any recent video of like last 2 weeks, you go into a YouTube description, you'll see a bunch of stuff down there, and you'll see in bold letters, join the Boy Green Coffee Club or Espresso Club by clicking here. Boop! You click that, and you will see an upgrade option, or if you're no member, you will see there's an Espresso Club option. It's $5.99 per month, so you'll know you're in the right place if that's what you're going to be charged. And then tonight, there'll be a special live stream with me and the Espresso Club members, and that's it. And we'll be able to talk about all kinds of stuff. We'll be doing it once a month. So, folks, make sure you take full advantage of that. And I can't wait for that tonight. Again, let's pencil that in for 8:00 this evening so our West Coast people can also get involved, because we have a few West Coasters that are part of the Boy Green Espresso Club. Now, Pop, with that being said, keep those memberships and raffle tickets flowing. Today is your final chance to get those raffle tickets in. That's a good question. Jets Worldwide, by the way. What should I wear for this first meeting? Is it form or cash? I'm not sure yet. I haven't really thought about that myself to see what exactly the attire will be, and where does the conversations go. I've given possibilities. I'm not coming like with a topic list of, hey, we're talking about the Jets cap space today. Again, I feel like as a talker from Radio World, we'll have stuff to discuss, but it will be interesting to see again where this conversation goes. So we'll see. It'll be very organic. So you know what? For the first one, cash. And then maybe it gets more formal dinner or professional dress wear. Like we're doing suit and tie. I have no idea. We'll see what happens. All right. Pop, let's get you a chance to interact with some of these stories. First off, why don't we give you a chance to address this one?
It's Jets, Jets. I love Fireman Ed too.
You were several that were a proponent of John Gruden potentially joining the staff, but I think you had his vision for his role a little bit different than perhaps Aaron Glenn thought for a potential vision for Chucky. And it all went viral this week when Zach Rosenblatt of The Athletic tweeted out that there was a conversation between the Jets and John Gruden about a potential role, and I'll throw the screenshot up for those that didn't see it. He wrote specifically, the Jets reached out to John Gruden about the idea of joining Aaron Glenn's staff, according to multiple sources. Gruden wasn't interested in the job. And before you answer, Pop, I heard Zach Rosenblatt yesterday, because this has gone viral, because John Gruden has since come out and said, whoa, what the? Basically didn't take a job with the Jets or blah, 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 which basically destroyed the whole Zach story. Zach joined and said, here's what I know 100% happened. The Jets, he said he wasn't 100% sure if it was AG, but the Jets had a conversation with John Gruden about interest in coming back to football and would he be interested? And then that was it. Zach says a job was never offered over the phone. He just said that a conversation took place. He knows that with 1,000% certainty. So now we give that over to you.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of things here, and it's not the Jets. I'm trying to help put some respect back on the Jets name.
Okay.
And so, I'm John Gruden, right? My 2 tenures as head coach in the NFL were both on the north side of the winning percentages on the north side. My postseason record is on the north side of 500, right? I'm not coming back to be anybody's coordinator. And I'm definitely not coming back to a franchise that currently only has like 1.5 weapons, doesn't have a quarterback, is in flux at running back until the Jets decide what they're going to do. And so if I was going to come back as offense coordinator, which I wouldn't, if I was, it wouldn't come to a team. It's not about the Jets. I wouldn't come to a team in the Jets situation. So I believe, Zach was doing what people do, right? It was a little clickbait. I think Aaron Glenn reached out. I think, Aaron Glenn, if the people will pick up the phone, you should call people all the time. Thoughts, insights. And Aaron Glenn hasn't done a lot of things right, but he has reached out to a lot of people to get insights and advice. And why wouldn't you say, hey, would you kind of be interested? And, but not offering a job, and by the way, we don't know what the conversation was. Would you be interested in coming out and being a special consultant to the general manager? Something like that, which is what Gruden did for the Saints.
Correct. Yeah, Saints. Yep.
Yeah, so that is a real thing. If I'm the Jets, that's a real. I asked John Gruden, help me kind of, be that consultant, and the special consultant to the general manager. Yeah, but I don't think this is Jets getting dissed. I don't think John Gruden would take that job with any NFL team, nor should he. Yeah, so I'd like that, but I'd rather have John Gruden be the replacement to Aaron Glenn than be on the staff. He's definitely not going to do that.
And again, let's just try to think about this logically. Okay, does it make sense that the Jets would cold turkey call John Gruden and offer him a job instantly? Like, and again, there's a lot of people that love John Gruden. There's a lot of people that hate John Gruden, whatever. He's got the credentials where you could just offer someone a job, but that just doesn't make, like, if I'm trying to, because like some people don't believe Zach, some people, believe John Gruden and think that John Gruden was saying, I didn't even have a conversation with the Jets. But like now we're interpreting things that are being said. To me, it just doesn't make any sense that Zach Rosenblatt would just completely make that up. That he would just, let me throw a dart and throw. Landed on John Gruden. I'm just going to randomly report that they had a conversation. Where would that sounds like such a bizarre lie. Where would that even come from? So I believe something definitely happened. And then on the other side, I don't believe that he was just offered a job cold turkey over the phone. That doesn't make any sense either. So I think the truth is always somewhere in between.
Absolutely.
Okay. We'll get some thoughts on some other topics as well. EZ throws in another super chat into the mix. Appreciate that, EZ.
Wow.
We will add that to your raffle ticket total. What top free agent should we sign and at what positions? This is a great question, EZ. And again, I will add this to your total real quick. We're up to 11 raffle tickets. Here's, again, we'll do a full free agency show where we'll allow my dad to play GM. I'll try to play GM at one point and tell you guys how I would spend the money. I'll tell you guys this. Linderbaum, we did a Linderbaum show before, so I won't rehash the entire thing. He'd be a guy, I think he's one of the top free agents on the board, regardless of position. I think he's going to be the ones that actually gets there. For instance, a lot of people talk about my father's guy, Georgie, old George Pickens. Ooh, he's one of the top free agents. I think he's getting tagged, so I don't think he's actually going to be available. Linderbaum is not going to get tagged, so he will actually be available unless he re-signs ahead of time, which I don't see likely. So when you have free agent money, people get overpaid all the time. People were just bringing that up earlier. If I'm going to overpay anyone, and everyone gets overpaid in free agency, give me a guy who's a multi-time Pro Bowler, who never misses games, and he's just rock solid at a position I believe I can upgrade. That's what I would do. So Tyler Linderbaum would be high on my list for the Jets. Obviously, we got to start talking about every position under the sun. That includes wide receiver. You could start sorting through options. We did a wide receiver show with Woody a couple days ago. Whether your preference is a guy like Alec Pierce, Wan'Dale Robinson in the free agency world, could potentially work on some trade possibilities if you want to go down that rabbit hole. I wouldn't aim for the A.J. Browns of the world. I don't think that makes sense with the Jets' timeline. But Xavier Legette has been brought up. He's a former first-round pick receiver that's sort of buried on the Panthers' depth chart because they have Jalen Coker and Tedero McMillan. So I'd be interested maybe in a potential trade in those waters. If you don't keep Breece, there's a lot of talented running backs out there. Travis Etienne is going to be on the board. Kenneth Walker III is going to be on the board as potential options. So if you want to replace Breece with a top flight running back, that would be in the conversation. So again, I'd probably attack offensive line, specifically Linderbaum, if he hits the open market. So I anticipate I would curiously dip my toes in the free agency wide receiver waters. In theory, if you get a free agent wide receiver, there's less of a projection with the draft. Some guys swing, some guys miss. With a history from a free agent, you feel a little bit better about your projections for what that player could be. That's probably some of the waters I swim in. And obviously, defense. Clearly, the Jets should be, sort of raking the coals and sifting through on every top free agent, which we could get to in a second on some of those options. Pop, it seems like you have some thoughts.
Yeah, definitely not on the running backs. Definitely not. That's definitely through the draft. 100% not. I also would not. We talked about it before. You brought up your man love for the guy from the Ravens. Definitely not for me either. My top target would be a wide receiver, and I would not be looking for the top of the class. Right? That's just burning money. But you want to put a serviceable team on the field. I would look at the Christian Kirk, the Deebo Samuels. Those are that kind of mid-level, not mid-level, but you know what I'm saying? That would be compliments to Garrett Wilson. That's who I would go after. That'd be my top free agent. And again, I wouldn't pay a truckload, right? We're not, we're not one player away. But if I was going to spend some cash, it would on a free agent, it would definitely be a wide receiver.
Yeah, I'll throw a couple defenders at you. Odafe Owe, Raven forever, got traded to the Chargers. He's going to hit the open market. He's a pass rusher, explosive pass rusher. I'd be interested. A potential reunion with John Franklin Myers is going to be on the table. We just talked about Nick Corte yesterday. He's a Denver Broncos guy, and he believes that he's going to hit the open market. So if you want to swim in those waters, that would make a lot of sense. I think corner is a place to look at. Whether it's draft or free agency, we could debate. Jalen Watson, the corner from the Kansas City Chiefs. He's going to be 27 by the start of the next season. He's a very, very talented player. One of my favorites, I am going to try to speak this into the universe, Devin Lloyd, man. And I got to do an interview with him before his draft. Me and him obviously have military connections. He was supporting USAA during our interview before the draft. So he has military blood running through his veins, which I love. And he's coming off a great year for the Jaguars. So we need some help at linebacker. I'd be very interested at linebacker. That'd be another possibility to throw some defenders out there in the universe. And then the safety position is a disaster. Do the Jets want to go to the Chiefs defensive secondary, Brian Cook? He's a safety. He'll also be 27 by the start of the season. So those are some names. So some defenders at you. Because again, that's going to be another clear sort of assessment for the New York Jets on their defense. And you could do it in the front seven or the back end of the defense too. So those are a lot of options. They're easy to throw some, get you sort of titillated for our future free agency shows and whatnot. That'd be good. All right, Pop. The Jets have a new defensive coordinator, Brian Duker, the Duke, the Duker of Hazard. Okay, what do you make of old Brian Duker, which, of course, likely means it's not official. I read all the Jets statements. They have not announced this, but the full expectation is Aaron Glenn will now be calling plays for the Jets defense for this 2026 season. Your thoughts?
Yeah, so this is where it gets difficult when you're talking about putting some respect in the Jets, putting some respect back with the Jets. This hire is mystifying. This hire is confusing. This hire is, I think it's not going to go well.
Oh,
right?
boy.
This individual, his experience is minimal. He has only been a position coach for 3 years. All the other coaches that we had available, and this is who we got. He's probably, his history, if you go back and look, is one of the most confusing track records and coaching things I've ever seen in my life. Right? You know what his job was last year with the Miami Dolphins?
He progressed, so it might have been like safeties or corners or something, or what was it?
No, he started with the Jets as a safeties, with the Lions as a safeties coach. He matriculated to defensive back coach, and then he matriculated out of a job, and then he went to go to the Miami Dolphins. So, what position do you think he held? What coaching position do you think he held with the Miami Dolphins?
I can't remember. I wrote it in a piece, so I wrote it.
He was the secondary backs coach,
okay,
and the passing game coordinator,
okay,
which allows Miami to step in front of the Jets and being ridiculous. Like, how does that combination even work? So you ask yourself, this guy is minimal track record as his back, but how is he done? How is he done? Right?
Okay.
And the answer to that question is Miami's passing defense last year sucked, was in the bottom half of the NFL. How did their passing yards go? With three of the most prolific, arguably one got hurt, with three of the most prolific, explosive players in NFL, how did this guy with the keys to the Ferrari, how did he do last year in offense, in passing yards? They sucked. They actually went down. And this is a guy, we've got to get him. You know, we're doing a smoke screen. We're interviewing all these high potential candidates, Wink Martindale, the tic-tac-toe, like, we're going to try and get this guy. And then we're only covering that up. So we get this guy that nobody's ever fucking heard of before. This is a pathetic hire.
But again, while that's a lot of what you say is true, but
everything I said was true.
This guy is a lackey. AG is going to be calling the plays. I'm curious your thoughts on that, because that is a pivot. So, okay, this Brian Duker guy, by all accounts, is not calling plays. He's just going to be doing the grunt work that is involved for a defensive coordinator.
Holder.
Sure, right. And AG, it sounds like by all accounts, is going to be calling plays. So this guy's just going to be helping him. There's just a lot of stuff that we don't, like with your job and anyone else's job in the universe. There's a lot of grunt work. There's a lot of work with this show that no one knows that I do. I don't need credit for it. I'm just saying there's a lot of crap that I have to do for this job that no one ever knows about. That just has to happen for me to be able to do my job. I imagine for a defensive coordinator, it's the same thing. There's a lot of just busy bee work throughout the week that necessary, important, that has to happen before someone can just call plays and just show up on Sunday. So that's what I imagine Brian Duker is going to do. What do you make of the decision? But again, this isn't official, but it seems that's what's happening here. Is AG will be calling plays for the defense. Your reaction is what?
Yeah, I think in very, very few situations is it a good idea for the head coach to be calling either offense or defense. Now, he may have the annexation of Puerto Rico play that he gives the guy. He's like, let's do that now. Little Giants reference. Boom. Anyways.
Yeah, that's very nice.
you can do that. Hey, this is the time that I want you to do this. Or he can go to him, hey, this is the time I want you to do the double gap, zero pressure blitz. There are times where you look at him and you tell him, here's the veto, if you will. Besides that, you're out of role. And we already saw that Aaron Glenn, God rest his soul, right, has struggled doing his own job, which is running the entire team. That he doesn't need to be distracted by calling the in-outs of the plays, because when he's doing that, he's not thinking about the big picture of the game, right? He already was terrible at clock management. He already made some bad decisions. He needs to weigh in, like go for the punt block, or like I just said, annexation of Puerto Rico, whatever it is, right? Those are the weighing in he needs to do. He's not a mature enough head coach that he's able to be that deep in the weeds to be the defense. And if, by the way, if all you need is this clipboard holder, there were better ones available than this person. So I think it's a bad idea that he calls the defensive plays. Yeah, I would say out of all 32 NFL head coaches, it's less than 10% or around 10% that it's okay, that their capacity, right? Andy Reid, obviously, is more than capable of filling that role. But that is the exception rather than the rule, in my opinion. And then, right. Anyways, yes.
Yeah. First off, again, this is what the internet says. Because, it was an interesting conversation. Boy, can AG handle all that? It seemed accusations from the peanut gallery is, boy, AG seemed pretty overwhelmed with what was going on last year. Now calling play, oh boy, what's that? And I'm like, how many NFL head coaches call plays, offense or defense? How many of them call plays? Google, internet? What do you say? And it said, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to say, less than a third.
Okay.
So less than 10.
Okay. So the internet says that it's whatever percentage you want to do. 17 of the 32 head coaches call plays on either offense or defense. And to be honest, when I Googled that, I had no idea what the number was. And last year, because someone asked, well, how many of those guys were first-year head coach, right? That's what AG was last year. He's not first year anymore, but how many of them were? And there were 8 openings last year. 4 of the 8 called plays on offense or defense last year as first-year coaches. I said, oh, interesting numbers. I had no idea what these numbers were before I dipped my toes in the water. He would just be my devil's advocate thing for a few things that you sort of poked on that. So while a lot of us in the audience probably don't trust Brian Duker because we've never heard of this guy before 100 hours ago, of whoever the hell this guy was, as long as AG trusts him, that's ultimately what matters. So if he just needs a lieutenant or lackey, whatever word you want to use, to do that stuff, and he trusts that guy, and that guy has worked with AG in Detroit, and apparently some other people said he worked with him in Cleveland. I was unaware of that when he was an assistant DB coach. I didn't see that on the resume, so but if that's true, I don't know. I couldn't find a lot of information out on him, but fine if that also happened as well. So apparently he trusts this guy. So if that's a guy there, to go to your thing about key decisions in the game, could this happen? I don't know. I'm just openly talking about this, right? So AG's calling defensive plays. A series just happened. Boom, 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 boom. Then normally when other things are going on, the defensive coordinator is huddling with his players and explaining things on the tablet. Here's all these other things going on. Does he just hand that off to Brian Duker of the world? Hey, Brian, handle this. We got a key punt decision here. We have a key this decision. Is that where Duker, this defensive coordinator, is that where he serves so AG can do those other things, or am I not interpreting that correctly?
Yeah, I don't know. I think we don't really know, because the decision's not finalized. But right at some point, right. My only thing is he trusts Wilkes too, right? So I don't know.
Right. So again, we'll see what happens. Again, AG, the earliest he is next set to speak is the combine, which is 3-ish weeks away. It's a little more than 3 weeks away. It's a combine, and AG was speaking that he will inevitably be asked if he's calling plays, and he'll answer it there. There is a chance that he could just, once the Jets hire their offensive coordinator, which we thought was going to happen somewhere over the last 48 hours, it is not. So who knows? Wink was the favorite, and then boop, it ended up being Duker. So Reich was considered the favorite, but who knows? let's wait to see what happens here. So the latest report I heard yesterday is from Zach Rosenblatt, although some people in the audience no longer trust Zach Rosenblatt. Zach Rosenblatt says that based on everything he hears, Frank Reich is supposed to be the guy, but he like sort of back-ended it with, but until it's official, it doesn't matter. It's either done or it's not done. So I can tell you how close it is, but if it's not done, like he's not the guy, but I expect him to be the guy. I said, oh, interesting. So we'll continue to see how that story develops, from that perspective. But AG is next set to speak at the Combine, where he will likely have to answer for these questions. Pop, is there anything else that you want to get to here before any phone call conversation? You could have other things going on where you may not be able to participate in the phone calls. So if you can, I understand.
Yeah, I can. I have a few minutes for some calls. So I think I know the answer. I only have one question. We can go to the phone line. How did you feel about some news on the Pro Football Hall of Fame?
Oh yes, we have to get to that. Interesting, right? So Bill Belichick, of course, is not a first ballot Hall of Famer. That has leaked out. We're going to learn that normally they announce that officially at NFL Honors. So that's normally either the Saturday or Thursday before the Super Bowl. They've moved it over the years, and they say, and the class of 2026, here they are. And they roll out, and here they all are. But we have leaked out that Bill Belichick is not the guy, and that's led to some interesting conversation, Pop. I'll let I've only talked about it, I think, on the MC Show digital channel. I don't think I've had a chance to talk about it over here. A few people have asked, but there just hasn't been the right opportunity to put this together. So, Pop, I'll let you kick us off here, whether or not you think he should have or should have not been first ballot, because the conversation stems from what we heard from the room. I don't know. I'll be fascinated later this morning. Gary Myers, a longtime columnist, he's been on the show before. He and Rich Samini of ESPN are going to be on his New York radio show, and they are both in the room. They're both Hall of Fame voters. They said they've heard a lot of noise about what people have leaked have happened. They said, we were in the room, so we will tell you. And I'm like, oh, wow, can't wait for that. That'll be interesting. So I'm fascinated to hear what more that I don't know in a couple hours from this. But still, Pop, it sounds like you have a strong take on this. So please.
Yeah, I don't know if I have a strong take.
Okay.
I think the NFL is different than like the the vision statement of the NFL Hall of Fame is different, I believe, than the baseball Hall of Fame, right? And I think, and I have not read this, it's my impression, some things I've heard, right? The NFL Hall of Fame is exclusively what you do on the field, and nothing else is supposed to matter. And I think the baseball had something like, kept the best interest of the game.
Right. There's other hoopla with other Hall of Fames, 100% for the Pro Football Hall of Fame. It is in their rule. There it is in their bylaws. You can look it up on their website. I have before, as a diehard Hall of Fame fan, that exclusive what happens on the field, not the locker room, literally nothing else. No off the field stuff is supposed to factor in. That's what they say anyway.
Yeah. Right. So, I guess the transgression, right? Like if we were coming back around to it, OJ Simpson, would he get in? I guess I would put that rule to the test. But anyway,
right. Because and that's the other thing about this, right? So while those are the rules, unequivocally, it says in the bylaws, at the end of the day, the 50-person Hall of Fame committee are human beings. They're not robots. So if from OJ Simpson to Spygate, Deflategate, this gate, that gate, technically you're not supposed to think about any of those things. But as a human, maybe you do. I don't know. So right, that yes.
I'm looking up something because it's very interesting. Hold on one second. And then I have a trivia for you.
Oh, I love trivia. Okay, great.
Okay, so here's the ridiculousness. I think that I saw something that the NFL is immediately taking action because Bill Belichick's resume is unquestionably Hall of Fame material, right? Sure. And so, right, did he have Deflategate, Spygate, right? And to think that the Patriots are the only ones looking for that competitive edge is just dumb. And by the way, Bill Belichick, whatever you think about him, is very intelligent. So you caught him twice. How many times didn't you catch him? All right. So you didn't. I'm betting money you didn't catch him 100% of the time. Just for the record. So,
right.
But I will tell you that I will take you. Do a corollary.
Okay.
Did you realize that that Ray Lewis was a first ballot Hall of Famer?
I was pretty sure I knew that. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Do you know anything about Ray Lewis and things he's been accused of?
Accused? Sure. Allegedly, I've heard some things.
So, anyways, he was a first ballot Hall. Bill Belichick should have been a first ballot Hall of Famer. The NFL should take action on that ballot may be a secret ballot. They should take action to understand those people and replace them because those people did not follow.
Okay.
Did not follow. Here's your rules. Here you go.
Yeah.
Here's the rules.
Yep.
Right. This is what you are supposed to vote based on the quality and the talent. The fact is, right, they didn't. They clearly did not based on merits alone. And we don't know what the other people that did make it in, but you bring those people in, you question, then you kick them off, right? And by the way, it's very interesting. If you everyone should do this, and if we had more time, we should have done it. Look up some of the ham and eggers that make up that 50%. It's like momandpop.com, Bengals.com. It's some ridiculous people.
It's media group for those who don't know. It's all media. Yep.
And some of them are not, it's not like sportsillustrated.com. I mean, there's some real who? What? So yes, he should have made it in. But I would tell you this. Here's your top 5. Have you got that voice thing? Your top 5? I want you.
Oh, okay. Is this your trivia thing?
This is your trivia.
Oh, okay.
I want
so
you.
Want to get the music ready? Okay, let me see here. Okay.
It's just the background music. I want you to see how many of these.
Okay.
How many? Name the top 5.
Okay. Real quick, and not to interrupt you, I'll have to turn off the music. It's cutting off your mic. So sorry, folks, for the drama. But go ahead, Pop.
Name the top 5 all-time winning NFL head coaches. Top 5. Percentage? Winning percentage-wise. 4 or more seasons is the entry criteria.
Okay, so Don Shula is on that list.
He is not. That's your first strike.
What?
I didn't say the top 5 wins. I said winning percentage.
Oh. Okay.
Well, it matters. I mean, it's a big difference.
And now it seems like we're going to get some bizarre names on this list now based on that.
I would say that there are several names that are not bizarre. So let's just try it. I'll give you 5 guesses. You already have 1, so 4 left.
Okay. Bill Belichick.
He is not on that list.
What in the name of? Okay. So you said how many minimum seasons?
4.
All right. Yeah. All right. Let's try to see who had 4 seasons and got hit by a bus. All right. Let me see. Oh, wow. So this could be current coaches too then. Yeah.
It could definitely be current coaches.
Interesting. Okay. Oh, okay. Is it Mike McCarthy?
No, that's 3. 0 for 3.
Okay. What in the name of everything a toy? Mike Tomlin has to be on that list.
He is not. That's 0 for 4.
How is he not a list? He never had a losing record. How could he possibly not have that kind of winning percentage? How does that make any sense?
These coaches, all 4 of these coaches win 7 out of 10 games that they were head coaches for, or more.
7 out of 10 games. Oh, like in seasons
percentage,
where there's
right?
only 10 games?
No. I'm giving you the percentage that starts at 700 winning percentage.
Yeah.
That's all. I'm giving you that piece of data and up.
Okay. I'll just obviously I'm embarrassing myself. I'll just give random guesses, I guess.
You only have 1 left.
Well, but all right. It's not historical people apparently. So Vince Lombardi.
Vince Lombardi. There's number 1. That's the first one you got right. 1 out of 5.
The random shit I threw at the wall. Nice. Okay.
And you probably have heard some of these other ones, right? Nick Sirianni is the current head coach. That is in the top 5. Guy Chamberlain, who's super old school. I did not expect you to have him.
Sure. Okay.
George Allen.
Okay.
And John Madden.
Wow. John Madden. Wow. Okay. All right.
Yeah,
No, with
John
all due
Madden.
respect, John. But,
Yeah. By the way, what do you think Vince Lombardi's playoff record was? Like how many?
This count the pre-Super Bowl era?
Yeah, obviously.
Well, not obviously. I mean, if we only count Super Bowl, then like he has a record there too. So I don't know if it's obvious. That's why I was asking, because the NFL championship.
Yeah, Madden's number 2 on the list, by the way. 759 winning percentage.
That's unbelievable. And he coached like 10 years or something. I don't know. Is it some ridiculous? Well, because again, the NFL championship.
Yeah, 10 games. He did 10 playoff games. Vince Lombardi.
10. Oh, 10. Okay. That's not as many as I thought. Okay. 7-3,
9-1.
How is that even possible? So the Packers won the first 2 Super Bowls, and so
yeah, I think you have to go back to when that 9-1. I don't have the data in front of me, but
no. I'm not. I'm just speaking it out into existence, right? So he won the first 2 Super Bowls, so add all those wins. But then they didn't win those following Super Bowls. So depending on when he retired, he would have had to lose, or they just didn't make the playoffs. So like the Matt doesn't seem to make.
That's probably what it is.
Anywho, but
yeah. Belichick got screwed. There's zero excuse for him not getting in. It embarrasses the Hall of Fame, frankly.
Well, I thought you were going to go in a different direction. When you said the NFL has to step in, I was about to jump in and say, come on, they can't do it. Like and some people have suggested this, that the NFL steps in and say, clearly Belichick's a Hall of Famer, so screw your votes.
You can't do that.
You would destroy the integrity of the Hall of Fame if you did that. You have to
the
play
right
the
way
ball
to do it.
You
That's
can't
right.
pick a committee and say, hey, you guys are picking this. You're stupid. It's auto in. Like, you can't. That would destroy the entire integrity of the Hall of Fame. You can't do that at all.
Well,
so
I would say the integrity of the Hall of Fame is now in question.
Well,
but I would remove all those, whatever, we don't even know what the number is, right? It's more than 10. It's more than 11. We know that. But those people should be removed, right? So you're threatening the integrity now. You got to replace all those people.
Well, right. I don't think if they because there have been a few people that have written columns, so they did not vote for Bill Belichick and they explained it. Also the rules, right? So for the senior level committee, so a couple of things. First off, so the rules changed. Normally you have to wait 5 years after your career's over.
Yeah, I know it went to 1 year.
It went 1 year. I'm going to be honest. I totally disagree with that rule change. Now, the rule change is a rule change. I don't get to control the rule change, but like for me, I think that's silly. Everyone should play by it. You can't just, I guess you can, but you can't just magically say, yeah, I know it's been 5 it's now just 1. Belichick, boop, you're in. Like, whoa, what the? Now I have to vote on this? I'm not saying he's not a Hall of Famer because I clearly think he should have made it in, but now that it's just 1 year, I find that really stupid, to be honest.
I don't like the 1 year.
Yeah, I don't like that either. But the other part of the equation here is when you're putting it through for the senior level committees, Robert Kraft versus Bill Belichick and the other senior level committee, you only get 3 votes from what I understand. So of the however many people that are in this special group, so it would be Belichick, other contributors, the 3 senior. I'm trying to think of how many that is. That's like 8 or 9 people maybe that's in the senior, but you only get 3 votes. So like, it's not as if everyone you're going, gladiator, thumbs up, thumbs down. You only get a certain amount of votes. So that also is a complicated part of the process. So I guess that's challenging the Hall of Fame, how they have it, that you have to pick between. Because like if Belichick's automatic and now people are thinking in this way of the committee, and I've seen a few people write columns because they didn't vote for Belichick and explain their thinking. They said Belichick is obviously an automatic. And if we don't vote him in this year, I'm not saying this is right or wrong, but they say if we don't vote him in this year, he's getting in next year. This person, Joe Blow, was on the Bengals in 1964. Like,
the last chance.
He had to grind to get all the way to the step. And it's not guaranteed if he's here now, he's going to be here a year from now. We need to give him his spot in the sun with this moment. I don't think, again, I wasn't going to comment whether that's good or bad, but while I feel for those people, if we do that every year, there's going to be someone that you're doing that for instead of Belichick. Then Belichick keeps waiting. So the heart is in the right place with that take, I believe, but I think it's a wrong take because every year that's going to happen. And you're, as a person, going to decide when that matters to you and when it doesn't.
Yeah, I'm with you. I mean, so whenever Ugg boot wearer there, whenever his name gets on the ballot, right? Um, you know, how many Hall of Famers have spiked their cell phone to prevent data from being captured, right? Man, is that going to become a thing?
That's a small list, I think.
Yeah.
People, I do that to all
Everyone,
my cell phones. I still
everyone,
can't believe that was a thing. That's
anyone that spiked their cell phone, take one step forward. You know, we're
hey,
at, go ahead.
random, real quick thing here. So Nangi Boko says this. Belichick will get in, but first ballot Hall of Fame induction means something. So to me, I'm a nerd. I'm staring at my Hall of Fame hat right here. I am a nerd for the Hall of Fame. I love the Hall of Fame. It was so cool to be able to go. And Pop, me and you are going to have to go one of these times, so I can really take my time to go through there. Really appreciate everything. To me, first ballot Hall of Famer, absolutely in my mind means something. But I speak with Bud Poliquin, who's like a legend of covering sports, everything. He's like, if you're in the Hall of Fame, you're in the Hall of Fame. I don't care if you're first or 12th, like you're a Hall of Famer. And I vehemently disagree with that take. I think first ballot is a very special 1% of the club. There's a club, everyone's in there, everyone has a gold jacket. The people that are in 1% don't get a green jacket, but I just feel like first ballot is a very, very special fraternity. That means something to me. Does it mean something to you or no?
I think it means something to the person. At the end of the day, when you're walking through Canton, Ohio, there's no like
Special
little blue
wing.
ribbon, right?
Right.
The plaque will speak for itself. The data, the videos that they show will speak for themselves and by the way, I think it's a lot more than 1%. But because that would mean it would only be 4 people that got on the first ballot Hall of Fame by your recollection. We know that's not true. I know you're not good at math, but so I think it is special. It does mean something. It means something to the fan base. That it means something to the individual. But in the end, you get in, right? And there's zero reason that he should not have gotten in. You could say whatever you want to say, but I can still say this year, how many New England Patriot head coaches are in the Hall of Fame? Oh, zero. Zero.
Well,
Yeah.
okay,
Anyways.
here's one more, and then if there's any phone calls to be had, we'll do it because I see Alon is getting very angry with the wait time for the phone calls to open up. He's not very pleased. He's
He's gonna
counting
be
the
less
minutes.
pleased because the bacon light just went on. So I'm gonna have to
So-
tip here in a minute.
Sorry, pal. Another leak that came out: Eli Manning is not a Hall of Famer this year. And again, I haven't seen the numbers yet because it's not officially out yet, so it's just a leak. But the information is correct that he's not in. I just mean, like, how badly did he miss? Because he missed really badly the first time around. And when you miss that badly, it seems to indicate that you're not close, right? Like, if you just missed out. Most people are like, oh, okay. It's not a guarantee, but more likely than not, you're going to get in. With how badly he missed the first time, now all of a sudden it changed the perception of like, oh, shit, is he going to make it in? And again, he gets 25 years on the modern ballot, so he's going to have a lot of time and a lot of Manning name on there. But what was your reaction, Eli, for a second straight year not making it in as a Hall of Famer?
Yeah, he's going to make it in a year where the candidates aren't as insightful or delicious or sexy, right? He will eventually, right? If you watch him play, you think of Joe Montana, just for an example. I won't use a cowboy rider. You think of Joe Montana. And you think of Eli Manning, and other than the Danny DeVito commercials, which are cool, it's not the same part, right? You think of Bart Starr, right? Or Joe Namath. You think of Eli Manning, like he's going to be in that separate, like, well, he was there wing, right? 2 or 3 times a game, he closed his eyes and threw the ball down the field, right? Go look at the tape. You think I'm making it up? It is a real thing, and yeah, he's going to make it in because he won some games. He won some Super Bowl, and thank God he won 2 Super Bowls. Thank God. Or it would be New England Patriots fans would be even worse to deal with. But
9 Super Bowl rings Tom Brady would have.
But, I mean, he was never that impressive. You go back and, how many times he's in Pro Bowl? How many times he's an All-Pro? The answers are not that impressive. Go do the research, right? And so he'll get in based on a preponderance of the resume. But is he going to excite you when you have the ballot in your hand? No, he's not. Right. So he's going to get in. It could be 5 years, could be 10 years, but he will make it in.
It is an interesting debate, though, because so he's in top 10 of every major statistical category, which some people would just say longevity, which is fine, but
Durable, right?
100%. So you could give an NFL Ironman. He had some of the longest NFL Ironman streaks of all time prior to Geno Smith, Jets legend, taking him out and replacing him in the lineup. Thank you, Geno. But you have that. He had as many wins as losses in terms of if you're a quarterback win stat guy. He had 100, I believe, if I remember off the top of my head, 117 wins, 117 losses. Was never an All-Pro first or second team. So that means he was never considered the best at his position at any point during his career. But he had the 2 Super Bowl MVPs, and not only beating some slapdick Arizona Cardinals. I know they're in the NFC, but just a random example. Sorry to catch a stray any random Cardinals fans listening in, but he didn't beat some slappy team. He beat dynastic, historic teams in the Super Bowl twice, and Belichick, Brady, all that. That is that not extra, touchy feely, because again, there's humans voting for this. How is that not wow that he accomplished? And he had these crazy moments, the getting out of the sack for the Tyree throw, the Mario Manningham falling on his ass from the 1 yard line, squeezes the ball in. He had some crazy plays in the biggest game. You can't tell the history of the game without Eli Manning taking out those Patriot teams, those David Goliath things. But again, he was never an All-Pro, so he was never the best. But the Hall of Fame is reserved for the
not
best.
even close.
Right.
He was never even close. He was never even close to being the best quarterback any year of his career. That's why.
Right.
So will he get
in? And his
in?
last name is Manning, so that's going to help, of course.
He'll eventually get in, but whatever. He's not right.
Yeah.
He wasn't that great a quarterback. He was a competent quarterback on a great team. That's who he was. Right.
Again, like Nangi Boko. The pass from Eli to Manningham is a freaking insane throw with the pressure and just dropping in the bucket, and Mario just barely grazing the sideline. They were back down. Man, he had the David Tyree throw. I have it back here somewhere. That's up there. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, in the end, if people exciting plays and spectacular players that made you in the Hall of Fame, Doug Flutie should be in the NFL Hall of Fame. All right. But anyway,
Flutie Flakes,
Papa, baby.
I know the bacon light is on. This was a long show for you, so thank you for jumping on and sharing your thoughts on a variety of subject matters. I'll stay on and answer some phone calls, and we'll have a grand old time. But Pop, thank you so much for popping on.
All right, take that like button to Pound Town. Join the Espresso Club. What are you doing? Get yourself a $10 cup and a $15 T-shirt. Let's frickin' go.
Yes, as Pop says, by the way, only 67 likes, but there's 136 people in the room. That math doesn't math. People, hit that like button. That's a free way to contribute to the program. So, Pop, thank you so much, and we'll see you down the road here.
Have a good one, Coffee Club.
There he is, Pop, joining us here on the show. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Again, we will open up the phone lines. I'll take some phone calls here on the program. So if you have questions about the cap situation or Hall of Fame questions, I'd love to get into that. Hell, that could come up in the Espresso Club tonight, getting in some classic debates about the Hall of Fame or things of that nature. I'd love to get in there. So again, folks, I want to give another couple reminders. First off, this is the final day of January. This is your final day to get raffle tickets in. If you don't know who the hell I am, I'm Paul Eston Jr., a.k.a. Boy Green. I'm the Jets digital reporter for Heavy.com. And, man, it's hard to see old Brett Michaels over here. There we go. Hopefully that doesn't kill me. Yeah, there we go. There we go, Brett. All right, now you guys can see that picture slightly better, but not really with the light that's spiking on it. There's Brett Michaels back there. But, yes. So we've got a lot cooking, but again, today is the final day to get your raffle tickets in, folks. Every single month, we do raffle giveaways on the channel. I want to do giveaways to give back to the people and try to do it as cheap as possible. So, folks, to give back to our beautiful Jets community here. Here are all our prizes. Again, we're giving this away tomorrow morning on Boy Green Daily. We do a live show every single morning at 7:30 a.m. Mint flip coin, new polo, new hat, Woody t-shirt. We have stuff for the Boy Green merch shop we're throwing in there. All you have to do is spend $3 on the channel. Or join the Boy Green Espresso Club. Our first Boy Green Espresso Club meeting is tonight at 8 o'clock, folks. 8 o'clock Eastern time. Hopefully that gives enough time for the West Coast people to join us here on a Saturday night. So again, 8 o'clock, we're doing an Espresso Club. It's only for you guys. The public can't see this. Boy Green Coffee Club members can't see it, but you'll participate. It'll be a live show, but just for us. We could talk about whatever. Hall of Fame debates apparently could be in there. Career advice, family, anything and everything. We'll sort of see how the show goes. This is our first one ever, so I don't really know what to expect for tonight's festivities. But if you want to join the Boy Green Espresso Club, you can do that in the YouTube description down below. Either upgrade your Boy Green Coffee Club membership. You may be at the $2.99 level. You need to go to the $5.99 level for this exclusive content. Or if you have no membership level, you can just jump right in right from the get-go. So, folks, make sure you guys do that. All right, without further ado, before I give Lon a cardiac arrest, we'll open up the phone lines, baby, and welcome in those phone calls here on a beautiful Saturday. We'll play a quick Hep timeout. Your phone calls are welcome next on youtube.com/BoyGreen25. Back after this.
1, 2, 3. Whoa! Boy Green, Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily. Talking Jets football, man. Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily. The New York Jets Football Club. Offense, defense, special teams, watch Jets football with Boy Green. Everyone, J-E-T-S, Jets, Jets. Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily. Talking Jets football, man. Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily. Offense, defense, special teams, watch Jets football with Boy Green. J-E-T-S, Jets, Jets, Jets. Let's go!
Let's go, baby. Something else that fires me up. Philly Doodles giving a Boy Green Coffee Club membership out to the audience. Here you go, fans. Oh, yeah, baby. That membership just went to X the Guilt. Philly Doodles, you now have 4 raffle tickets to our contest this month. Again, today is your final day to get in your raffle ticket, so stuff the ballot box, baby, if you want to get a chance to win all of these as well. So yes, yes, yes. Plenty of phone calls are awaiting, so let's dive into the deep end of the pool and look at who we have first. It's Hep with guitar.
Love, 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 love.
That's who I want.
Okay, Jeremiah Love. Okay, the ballots are being stuffed with love, which makes sense. We're about to be in the Valentine's Day arena. I like that, Hep.
I like Love, and then either Nussmeier or even Simpson, because I'm looking at them as our backup quarterback for the following year. Then I like to reset the interior offensive line. Get rid of both ABT and because you know what, our timeline isn't lining up correctly. I don't think we're at the point where we can start getting big price people in. We got to get Breece. We can't afford the $15 million. What is ABT going to go for? I mean, I don't know if he's going to be. No one's going to want to go on the cheap because what's the point of staying around here? Exactly. They're not going to win a championship. But anyway, I know you got a lot of people on. I'm just jumping in and saying my thing. I'll see you later.
There he is, Hep. Love, love, love. Great. Man, we have so many talented Boy Green Coffee Club members in the audience. Love, love, love. I know Lou B loved some of that action that just happened here on the show, and so did Pop. All the love happening here on the program. That is absolutely beautiful. Yes, keep it rolling. Again, if you want to call in, that is youtube.com/BoyGreen25. That is a pinned comment here on the YouTube. Plenty of people to get to here on the program, so let's keep it rolling. Up next, the man who just gifted a membership, it's Philly Doodles himself.
Hey, what's going on, dude? Morning.
What's up, pal?
Not much. I'll give you a little bit of the North Carolina scenario. This isn't. It's not often, but it's not often.
Oh my goodness! Look at that! Wow. How do you feel about that, Philly?
I feel. You know what? I just stepped outside in my t-shirt, in my my loafers, and my neighbor across the street was like, "Holy." To the gills. He's a landscaping dude too. He's got the freaking jacket with the high vis and the hat and the cover up on the face, and his son's out there with the shovel, the both of them, and he goes, "Hey," I'm like, "What's up, man?" He goes, "I know you used to this, aren't you?" I said, "Yeah, bro." Went out with a t-shirt. I'm like, no, this is fluffy.
Man,
I'm
how
like,
often
come
do you
on,
guys
man.
get snow? I haven't been in the Carolinas in a while.
Not often. I mean, I've been here now for 3 years going on and change, and this is the first real little bit. We had
Okay,
ice
nice.
really last week.
Sure.
Yeah. So I mean,
Wow.
I feel like I'm in a snow globe. So if there's anything I could do, I'd like to shake it up really good. So shake this area up really good, and give me a wish upon a freaking star that we draft really well.
Yes.
That's what
Amen.
I'm gonna do. You know what I mean? I'm gonna give some optimism. We got some white snow blanket in the area. BG, I was gonna come on here. I could rip whatever right now, but let me stay positive for a day here.
There you go. Nice.
Let that snow kick in and make us feel pretty good about anything right now.
See, that's the spirit. I like that.
I'll take a positive. Listening to Will Parkinson, he had a really good breakdown of, thinking about the DC hire and what's going on. And he's like, well, you take it as a positive. He's like, he had crap and they had a mid-ranked passing defense. That's pretty good.
Yeah,
because
good
now
point.
with AZ Thomas next season, let's hope we, you know what I mean, get a few free agents and figure this shit out a little bit.
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, I'm on that mood. I haven't even had my coffee yet. This is crazy.
See, that's it. Beautiful. I appreciate you putting good vibes out into the universe, Philly.
I'm gonna do that today. That snow changed it. Because if I would have came out and it would have been regular North Carolina, I'm coming out here talking shit.
Yeah. But the snow has you feeling a different type of way. I respect that.
See, that's what a New Yorker. You see, I can accept this and appreciate it. I can't appreciate what Glenn's done to the Jets yet, but I can appreciate maybe going forward that draft, and let's see what happens. You know what I mean? I'd like to see them walk away with that wide receiver, that Richie from
the Thai kid, something. Yeah, so I did an interview with him. Yeah,
I'd like to see that kid as a dart at some point. Maybe the third. 'Cause I think that kid's going to go pretty high when if he combine tests, which it seems like he will. He'd be the only small school dude that they would bring in. I've heard a lot about Jeremy Bernard as being comparable as a good pick at some point too. I don't know if you got into any of that, Senior Bowl stuff. Any players? Have you seen
only a little bit? Only a little bit. What Matt Lombardo joins us tomorrow. I don't think he was, unfortunately, with the snow in his area. I don't think he was able to fly down, but he said he got some Senior Bowl notes, so I'm curious for that. And then our guy Drew Beatty, he was at the Senior Bowl, so he's giving us all his Senior Bowl stuff on Monday for his 2-round Senior Bowl mock draft and just his notebook he's going to empty. So yeah, for the next 2 days we'll have our Senior Bowl people in. So I'll be fascinated to deep dive with all those guys.
So one thing we all know we needed and wanted was some fatties in the middle. There's plenty of fatties and edges. So I'm not even, you know what I mean? If you miss the wrong guy, then you're bad at drafting. You know what I mean? Then we can actually hold the, and then I'd say there's one, I saw a couple decent tight ends. I thought there was a kid had a red helmet. It could have been Arkansas or I think something like that.
That's all right.
That kid was good. Yeah. And then I'd say I liked Rutledge a lot, the inside lineman. I would, as a center prospect, I'd take a shot, maybe doing it at it's not 44. I think the Jets should try to get back into the third. To me, the Jets should try to get back into the third. Okay. If you have multiple late round picks, do whatever it takes. Take one of next year's late picks and couple it. Like if you know what I mean? Like, I don't know what they got for this year in 5th round picks. Do you know? Or 4th?
Yeah. So just our guy that just told us, we're expected to get 2 5ths from comps, and you're allowed to trade comp picks. So you'll have those 2 5ths. You lost your other 5th because you traded it with the Ravens. Well, unfortunately, we did the Tyler Barron trade up last year. We switched up 5 and 6 for their 5 and 6. So we jumped from the 6 to the 5 to get Barron. And they said, okay, but next year you give us your 5th and we'll give you our 6th. So it's just flip, flop. And so we don't have our original 5th because of that, or that would have been a top round 5th round pick, unfortunately, but we flipped that. So they won out on that trade.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I would take 1 5th and next year's whatever, maybe 2 5ths, or I'd take a 4th for next year or this year and a 5th and try to get up into the 3rd and just take whatever else you need. If there's somebody sitting around that's good that you they evaluated.
Mhm.
Only because, for what it's worth, he's going to have to turn around everything obviously hard, turn the ship real hard, and you need all hands on deck for good talent. So if somebody's in the third, if they don't go D-tackle early because they know there's so many good ones, come back into the third and take somebody. Caleb Banks, I feel like if they go linebacker, the best available at 2, or don't trade out, and then at 16 they take a wide receiver, I feel like at 33, whatever you take should be best option again. And at 44, probably take Caleb Banks. I don't even think he makes it that far after the Senior Bowl.
Yeah.
Zion Young was really nice too. He was good, that kid. But yeah, I don't know, man. We'll see what happens.
All right, fingers crossed. Well, Philly,
Yes,
go
sir.
make some snow angels out there.
Yeah, no.
Okay, well, maybe for somebody else. You're the best, pal. Philly joining us here again. Someone asked, I missed it because we're getting a lot of comments, and Boygri, what's the snow situation? I've been doing a couple of YouTube shorts on the snow situation. So thankfully, well, I haven't checked this morning, so I'll have to run out there and check after the show, and then I'll let you guys know if anything's changed YouTube short wise. But we kept getting more and more, and then I'm running out of places to put it because like it's cold as balls, so it's not like it's melting in between these attacks of snow that are happening here in Oswego. So we were getting 2 or 3 feet, and then we already had 2 or 3 feet. So like it's just piling up like these big walls. So like when you're walking the sidewalk, you can't see the streets because the snow piles are so big. So we're running out of places to put it, quite frankly. But yeah, we're probably in the 2 or 3 feet range. But like whatever my most recent breakdown of sidewalk and steps, like those have not. The last time I checked last night, there wasn't. I don't know if there's new snow now. I didn't need to now do more snow removal because whatever snowing was happening was so inconsequential. So let's hope that keeps happening. But hey, it's for the kids though. Like they lose their Philly's down in the Carolinas. I used to live down in South Carolina, both in Goose Creek and Somerville forever. Military family was on the naval base in Goose Creek and was in Somerville. And the only ever snow we got was like frosting. Like it was like ice. Like you woke up in the morning and there was like a frozen dew on the grass. That was about all we ever got. And I was there from like 2000 to 2008, somewhere in that range for like a decade almost. And yeah, we never, not that I remember. I don't remember ever getting like Philly showed outside. That's snow. Snow on the ground, and there's snow coming from the high heavens. There is not. I don't remember ever having that in the early 2000s. So yeah, but we definitely have it now. That's for damn sure. That is for damn sure. We got 500 people in the room. Make sure you guys like the video, hit subscribe. 130 plus of those 500 are watching on YouTube. Guys, make sure you guys hit the subscribe button as well as we continue our chase to 10,000 friggin' subscribers, baby. Appreciate you for everyone that has joined on the Army so far. And I appreciate this. A quick little celebration, baby. We have surged over 8,330 subscribers. Yeah. Here we freaking go. That's what I'm talking about, baby. Get ready for the pain, woman. The pain train is coming. There we go. We're at 8,332. So thank you, everybody out there in the universe that continues to jump. That means we're 8 away from 8,340. We just keep chipping away. Boop, 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 boop. Love it, baby. Let's keep it growing. All right, up next, let's go to Ricky New York Live.
Hey, how's it going, BG?
Hey, what's going on, brother?
Not a whole lot. Wow, man, that was a crazy view of Philly Noodle's backyard there.
Wow.
That kind of looked like somebody turned out Adam Gase's pockets. Man, but you know what?
Yes,
for
sir.
all those people that think that Aaron Glenn can't succeed or that we will not turn this thing around. Let me tell you something.
Sure.
Anything is possible. Okay.
Right.
I live in Tampa, Florida. Mm-hmm. Last night, I hear that we're expecting light snow flurries here tonight.
Oh my gosh. Wow. In Florida.
In my lifetime,
Okay.
Okay. And I've lived here basically my whole life. One time ever, one day ever in my lifetime, there was snow here. That was like 1976 or something. I was a little kid. And it was kind of what you described, just like a little frost on the ground. It was there for a couple of hours and it was gone.
Right.
But dude, if it can snow in Tampa, anything can happen.
Hey, that's a good way to put it. I like that.
Yeah. So, yeah, the chances are like 1 in a million. So at any rate,
but think about this, Ricky, right? So like everyone is shitting all over the Jets and expectations have never been lower from the greater outside. Like that means anything AG does this season of any level of respectability should be celebrated like nobody's business. Everyone thinks this guy is going to freaking go apparently 0-17 this season. If he does anything this year, he should get, with expectations so low, it'll be impossible not to exceed them if you're AG. If he does anything, let alone he does something crazy. I mean, that's going to be, we've had a few years, and Ricky, I'm sure you'll remember a lot of them in history where expectations are low. You go into it, and sometimes the Jets perform best when those situations presents itself. Expectations low, then bam, you just sort of come in. But the Jets have had a few of those in their history where expectations were so low and they just hit you with a surprise season. Whoa, 9-7 back in the day, or wow, this. And hey, I would love nothing more as a Jets fan to simultaneously shut a bunch of people up and for the Jets to be relevant. That would be a magical combination.
Yeah, no doubt. And I'll tell you what, I did really dig into the Senior Bowl this year. And, I was getting fed intel from people that were there, plus watching all the clips and reading as much about it as I could as well. And, man, I gotta say, there were some prospects that I was interested in that went there and did exceptionally well. Linebacker Jacob Rodriguez, first day, starts practice with a forced fumble. It ends the practice with an interception and was just all over the place. Lee Hunter, the big defensive tackle, awesome. But on the other side, and I was on some shows trying to ask questions about this guy because I heard some people say like, interior offensive linemen, there's not a lot of, really great ones or something. But then Trevor and Connor were talking about Sam Heck, the Kansas center. And they were like, dude, he was the only person that handled Lee Hunter like over the week, and they were talking about one play in particular where, Hunter kind of tried to stack and shed him. And they were like, but Heck's footwork was so quick and the way that he had his feet and his hips in sync that like Hunter just couldn't get rid of him. And I was like, man, you know what? And for a guy that's, projected as a day 3 guy right now, shoot, I would take a shot at a center like that easily. But, at any rate, and then yesterday, Connor and Trevor did a mock, and God bless Connor Rogers at 44 took Oregon safety Dylan Thieneman. Something that I've been yelling for them to do on every mock that they did previously when it got to be the Jets' turn, and I know Alan will like that. But yeah, man, God, as the draft approaches, I'm getting just more and more excited. Love digging into all the prospects, and man, it's like it's going to be a gold mine for content leading up to this draft with all the picks we have. Just so
many combinations.
Yeah, there's like so many different things you can do. So many different ways you can go with it, and dude, there's a lot of players that I'm really excited about. The other thing that's kind of cool is after the Senior Bowl, like there's some guys that definitely improved their stock. But with all the guys that, you go, that guy was like maybe 70 or 80 before the Senior Bowl. Now he looks like a for sure day 2 pick. Well, what happens to all the guys that were day 2 picks to begin with? They all slide back So that creates other opportunities to get really good players later. Now, all of a sudden, our pick 103 looks a little bit better because some of those guys that were going to be earlier are going to be pushed back now. So, yeah, man, I'm real excited and congrats. You know, your Notre Dame guy, Malachi Fields, did real well down there at the Senior Bowl and probably earned himself some money too. But
yeah, man, people are catching up on him. He's really good.
Yeah, you know, and that was a guy. I mean, I brought him up to you on this show like a while ago. Like, I think I've been a little ahead of the curve with him, you know, compared to some people. But dude, it's always nice, you know, like when prospects that you've researched it and that you're really high on.
It's validating for you, I imagine. You know?
Yes, absolutely. So, dude, looking forward to you know, all the content coming up between now and then, and with all of our war chest of assets, looking really forward to this draft. And
you got a show tonight, right, Ricky?
Absolutely. 8 p.m. And I'll be going over a lot of the reports from the Senior Bowl this weekend, the intel that I got myself, as well as announcing the winner of our Garrett Wilson signed helmet. So, yeah, definitely everybody join me 8 p.m. tonight. And yeah, we're going to have a real good time. I got some fun stuff planned for tonight. So, looking forward to that.
Congratulations, man. Can't wait.
And you too, man. Come on by.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm gonna have to get you on sometime. Like, ironically, I was editing a bunch of video stuff this morning, and I was like, you know what? I need to get a clip from when BG was on. Dude, I've watched so many old episodes of my shows going, damn it, I didn't put his name in the title that weekend, and I'm trying to search back through it, and I'm like, I'll be damned, I just can't seem to find it. I know that it's there, and I know roughly when it was because I remember talking to you and referencing a show that I had coming up at the time. So I know it was before that, but I don't know. I just can't.
So we'll have to change it to a fresh one. That's it.
Yeah. Yes, absolutely. Definitely, we'll have to change it for a fresher one. So, sometime, you know, prior to the draft, I'll touch base with you and we'll get you back on. But that'd be awesome, Ricky. Man.
Thanks, brother.
All right, appreciate it, Paul. Have a good one.
There he is, Ricky New York Live, baby. Guys, make sure you guys tune into his show tonight. Ricky New York. Give it away, Garrett Wilson helmet. Very nice. And he's going to be talking about his next Curtis Martin giveaway. Beautiful. Good. I love supporting fellow content creators. He is absolute treat. Terrific. Great. All right, guys, make sure you guys, again, continue to hit that like button here on the program. Again, today is your final opportunity for raffle tickets. Punch them in. This guy who we're going to next has punched in plenty of raffle tickets on the show today. Is none other than EZ, baby. Whoa. Wow. Okay,
I finally got my thing back from the shop. I had to get it all tuned up and fixed, and had to get the new input jack, and I had it intonated, neck adjustment.
Whoa, rock on, brother. You want to play a little something?
Nah, I'm done.
Okay, there you go. Well, there we go.
I'm done.
That was sweet.
Oh, thank you. It's just, everybody wants to show off a little bit. I figured I'd show off a little bit.
Yeah, we're getting immediate comments. Philly Noodle says that's the EZ we need right now. Look, there you go. Yeah, go EZ. A lot of EZ love in the audience. Good reason.
No, I mean, I'm not a guitarist. I play guitar, but honestly, I'm not a guitarist.
What's your instrument of choice?
Vocals.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because you're getting a lot of peer pressure. Frankie saying, play it easy. A lot of people pressuring in the chat.
Well, actually, I've been having my van warm up pretty much half the show because it is bitterly cold here in the Carolinas today.
Oh, yeah. Give us.
Oh, look. It's starting to snow.
Okay, there you go. Wow.
like the first of 8 to 10 inches.
Okay, yeah, there you go. Wow. Nice.
Yeah, I got to run to. I'm running to Walmart quick before they're out of everything.
Yeah, that's true. Everyone freaks out. Yeah.
But like I said, it was so damn cold. It was everything I could do to run to my work van and get my stuff going. See, I got my little Cadillac right here.
Ooh,
that needs
nice. Let me get a look.
I gotta get the computer fixed, and then here's my work van.
Yeah. Let's get a gander. Oh, nice. Look at
See?
that. Spectrum,
See,
painting and decorating. Nice. Okay.
See, I do epoxy garage floors now.
Oh, very nice.
And this is my new Toyota truck.
Oh, baby, that's a sexy beast right there.
Yeah, a little taco.
Nice.
So,
okay.
yeah, I had to warm this up. It's like in the 20s. I mean, low 20s. It usually gets like this at night, but usually by this time of the day, it's already up about 30 degrees. It's that's pretty damn cold out.
Yeah, shiver me.
But yeah, but one of the things that I've been wondering about these Jets is I'm thinking that whole thing with John Gruden is like halfway yes and half.
Up, easy. Bah, we lost Easy there. We lost him as he was giving us the MTV, BG's MTV Cribs. We need to do more of those episodes, Johnny Boy. I don't know what happened to Easy there. Wait, I think Easy's back. Let's go back. Yeah. Easy.
Yeah, what I think happened with the Gruden thing is I think they reached out to him to see, hey, maybe you want to be on our staff this year, and I think maybe he just said, I don't want to be an underling to AG. But if anything happens next year, I will take a head coaching interview. I think that's basically what happened. I think he just wasn't. He just didn't want to be a lame duck offensive coordinator in case things go south.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And then this way, if he does decide to become a head coach next year, then he still has those 3 first-round picks, unless they get desperate this year and fuck that up, which I pray that they don't do.
Yeah, we don't want that. That'd be not ideal.
And I know they should have traded Breece Hall at the deadline last year, but I think the only reason that they didn't was if they would have traded Breece Hall, they would have had no weapons at all. They would have just had these undrafted free agents and trade guys that they had just got in the wide receiver room. So it wouldn't have been fair to those new wide receivers coming in who don't even know the playbook to be thrust with everything. And then that with Agent Zero being hurt, I think if I'm trying to remember his name, Agent Zero. I think if he wasn't hurt, they probably would have. If he wasn't hurt, they would have traded him. I believe that.
Yeah,
I think the fact that Allen was hurt and Wilson was hurt and the other wide receivers were newbies, that they had to at least give the quarterback some kind of weapon. They kind of had to. It wouldn't have been fair to the rest of the team to get rid of their only bona fide weapon.
Yeah, we would have had the number 1 pick because how would we have won games without Breece Hall?
But it's not what I'm saying though. I mean, just to be quasi the illusion of being competitive to the rest of the locker room.
Yeah,
you can't get rid of everybody. And if they would have had like 4 wins, but by the trade deadline, they wouldn't have traded Sauce. They might have still gotten rid of Quentin Williams because he actively wanted to go. But I don't think they would have traded Sauce. I think that was just an opportunity that absolutely flat out fell in their lap. And they probably didn't take the Colts seriously, so they kept upping the ante. And the Colts finally gave him basically an offer they couldn't refuse.
Yeah.
What's their feelings on it? Actually, I'd like to know what Alan thinks of this, since he wants to be in the show so bad. Put him on. I want to know what he thinks about that whole situation with Sauce. if they had 3 or 4 wins, would they have traded Sauce at the deadline?
All right.
Is Allen still there?
He is not there, so I'll see if he calls in, and I'll circle back, Easy. We'll see if he ends up calling in here. While we're waiting, Mr. Famous Fulton.
Well, good morning, Paul. How are you this morning?
I'm doing good. What the hell do we have here in your photo picture?
Oh, it's the Harlem Chobbles. Chop Harlems.
What? Oh, the Harlem Globetrotters. I got you.
Globetrotters. Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Oh,
100th anniversary.
Was that a good time?
Yep. It was a great time.
Oh, great. You have a big announcement or something?
Yeah. I am waiting to hear back from the Today Show on February 6th, next Friday, this coming up Friday. They want me to tell my story of how I got into Special Olympics over 16 years now.
Okay.
So, yep. So, hopefully, everyone can watch the show, and hopefully, I can do good at it. So.
Oh well, good luck. I hope that works out for you, pal.
Yep. So I will let you know if I hear an update. So.
Please do. Thanks, brother.
Yep. I sure do.
Okay, well, buddy, you have a great day, and
I won't talk to you on Sunday, Paul. I've got a basketball tournament coming up next Sunday. We're playing at Wabash County from 12 p.m. to 4 p.m. Our first game starts at second game starts at 4.
Okay, good. Perfect. We're getting an echo, Mr. Famous Fulton, so I'll just take you off. But awesome. Good luck with your basketball game too, brother. And that's great news, man. That's absolutely killer. So sorry about the echo there. That is awesome. Mr. Famous Fulton, what a legend. And look at this. Absolute. Speaking of legends, let's go. Upgraded to the Boy Green Espresso Club, baby. Boom, shakalaka. Sharon, that is a bonus 5 raffle tickets to our contest this month. So thank you, Sharon. And again, note, people, our first Boy Green Espresso Club meeting is tonight at 8 o'clock sharp Eastern time. So if you guys are feeling comfortable, you could call in and be on the show again. This will be only streamed to us, the Boy Green Espresso Club, which has less than 20 members. So it's me and 20 of you guys, give or take. It's less than 20 people. It's like 15-ish people. We'll be able to talk about anything and everything you want. You can just tune into the show to listen. You can tune in to participate. You can interact in the comments section. It'll also be exclusive to Boy Green Espresso Club members as well. So you get 5 raffle tickets plus our live stream every month, which, again, will be tonight at 8 o'clock. So, Sharon, welcome to the Army, baby. Let's freaking go.
Number 44.
Woo! 44, that's me!
Get some cold cuts. Get some cold cuts. Get some cold cuts.
Woo! Give me some!
Let's go, Sharon. Great to have you here on the program, baby. And excellent. Again, you guys, if you'd like to join the Boy Green Espresso Club, you have a couple options, including the upgrade button at the top right-hand corner, or hit that YouTube description that also has a direct link for you guys to upgrade from the Boy Green Coffee Club to the Boy Green Espresso Club. So, Sharon, I'll see you tonight. All right, let's go back to the phone lines here. Up next, Carl in the Elements. Carl, can you hear us?
Hey, how you doing, Boy Green?
Hey, Carl. Whoa, you got a lot of weather happening over there.
I'm at. Hello? Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, loud and clear.
Hang on. Wait a minute. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Can you hear me? Okay. Yeah, we're getting some light snow, but the good thing about it is it's so light. I'm blowing it off with my leaf blower.
Sure.
It's really pretty cool. It's just powder. But it's friggin' freezing, man. I'll tell you that. It's so friggin' cold. I can't believe it. And I know you got a lot of snow up there, but we just got our roads plowed day before yesterday. They had to bring a backhoe in to get the ice off the road with a plow on the front. It was ridiculous.
Oh, man.
Anyway, what was I going to say? I don't do shoveling. I only do. I just can't do shoveling.
That's
So
all right.
this is getting really fun. Just bringing the leaf blower out, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Get a couple of kids around here and give them, $20 a piece and let them do
There
the
you go.
driveway.
Smart.
Anyway,
Smart.
I don't have much. I don't have much Jets talk today. I just my wife finally got home from Thailand yesterday,
Oh, good. Nice.
and anyway, yesterday I was listening to Jake for a while,
Sure.
and EG came on. EG came on, and they had a little back and forth. He was trying to egg EG on to get into a little bit of a and EG said, "Hey, I didn't come on here to get teased. I want to talk seriously about football." And I said, "Man, what a difference between coming on BG show and coming on that show. It's, we just don't hear. I mean, I know fans do it sometimes, but as far as the host, you're just pretty cool to everybody, and you don't try to egg people on. You don't try to get people to get a little nuts and stuff like that. It's just a big difference. I kind of felt bad for EG because he was trying to make a point,
Mm-hmm.
and it just didn't seem like it was working out. Anyway, I don't have anything else. That's about it. I just wanted to call and say hello.
Hey, real quick, Carl, who's EG?
So I'll let you get on with your callers.
Hey, real
Thanks
quick,
for letting
Carl.
me come on.
Yeah, real quick, who's EG?
I mean, the guy that was just on. What is his name?
EZ. Oh, easy. Oh, I see. Yes.
Not
I gotcha.
EG. The guy that was just on, that was playing the guitar.
Yes, easy. I understand. Yeah, easy. I gotcha. Yes.
Easy. Yeah, Ed Ziffel.
Yes, yeah. He's great.
Right?
He's great.
Ed
Now I
Ziffel?
know what Yeah. I believe it's Edward Ziff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, like I said, I felt kind of bad yesterday because he was trying to make a point and he was, Edward Ziff. Is he related to Arnold? Is he related to Arnold Ziffel?
That's a good question. I'll have to ask him the next time he's on.
BG? Do you know Arnold Ziffel? Can you hear me?
I think we're losing you, Carl. I think we have a big, massive delay in our talking here. I think is what's happening. So, and then he's gone. So, whoops. Anywho, wow. Yes. But we did hear you. Yes. What a show. Well, everybody, I want to thank you guys for joining, and I appreciate those kind words. Again, this is, I don't, my show versus other shows. I hope you guys all appreciate whatever shows are out there. The show that I try to bring to the table is one that is welcoming for different conversations. A lot of people don't agree with things that I say, and that's okay. You guys don't have to agree, but I hope we all have, we can have good conversation, and that's sort of what I try to present here on the show, and hopefully enough of you guys sort of vibe with it. That's basically the point. Again, the next couple of days are going to be pretty exciting. Tomorrow we'll have our NFL insider Matt Lombardo on the show. Again, I don't believe because of the storm he was able to make it to Senior Bowl. He was supposed to go, but he did gather some Senior Bowl notes, so we'll be having him on the show. Monday is Drew Beatty. Remember, on Mondays for the next couple of months, the showtime starts at 7 o'clock Eastern time. It's normally 7:30, and 6 of the 7 days of the week it is 7:30. But on Mondays, it's a special start time of 7 o'clock to accommodate Drew Beatty. So we'll do a 2-round post-Senior Bowl mock draft, and also he could sort of empty out his Senior Bowl notebook, which I'm very much looking forward to. So we'll have that coming up on Monday's show. And again, another reminder, today is your final opportunity to submit your raffle tickets. So Boy Green Espresso Club members will have a chance to submit more raffle tickets tonight if you want, or we can just have some good conversation. It looks like we have time for one more caller. It's Johnny Boy, baby, here on the program. Johnny.
Hey.
Very nice.
What's going on, BG? How you holding up, man?
Yeah, good to see you. How are you holding up, more importantly, pal?
I'm good, brother. You know, day by
Good.
day, man. Taking it as always I can. But
Yeah.
yo, how was your near death experience, bro, with that giant freaking
Yeah.
icicle?
Yeah, when icicles attack. Yeah, outside of my house, for those who did not see that YouTube short, we have some serious icicles. I'm not sure if you're supposed to be taking care of those. Do you just sort of let them handle their business? I'm not sure, but there's just this one that's like, it's probably touching the ground now. I'll have to go out and check after the show. But it was like 8 or 9 feet. And I'm like, Jesus, that could kill somebody. And then as I was filming it, I realized, oh, shit, I'm getting a little close to my neighbor. And I turned around and went, oh, Jesus, like those could have whoop and ended Boy Green Daily right there on the spot. That could have killed me. So, yeah, there's a ton of icicle action happening there. No question about it. It was some dangerous times out there.
BG, I wanted to bring something up, man. So,
yeah,
there was this fan that is like, I mean, crazy fan about Miami.
Mhm.
And he's also a Jets fan, and he wants to
Okay.
take Carson Beck at number 2.
Who said that?
Some fan out there, I forgot, man. They were just posting things all over the place, but you know, Carson Beck, it was crazy. Your thoughts on
Yeah,
that?
yeah, that's gonna be, to channel my Randy Jackson. That's gonna be a no for me, dog. No. I mean, if at some point during this draft, I saw people earlier bringing up Garrett Nussmeier and other options that are not the ones we always talk about. So Fernando, he goes number one in like every likely scenario. And then there's Ty Simpson. We have Tank for Ty guy in our audience who's a big fan of him. And then we start getting into the Trinidad Chambliss. Don't know what his current legal situation is, or Nussmeier, or some of these other guys. So, I'm open to taking a quarterback, because a quarterback is hope. I think the Jets are totally getting a veteran, but I don't think because they get a veteran means they're not going to get a youngster. I'm totally cool with the Jets going, I'm making it Kirk Cousins. Okay. They sign Kirk Cousins and then they get Garrett Nussmeier, and maybe they draft 2. Maybe they get Carson back at one point, Nussmeier at another point, and you just have that sort of room. The rookies are exciting. They're tantalizing. They could be the answer. They might not be, but they could be. And in a season where I don't know until we figure out the free agency and draft or where we're going to be, are we going to be winning a bunch of games? Are we going to be losing a bunch of games? What the hell is going to be happening? I'd love to have, no matter what the situation, there's a young quarterback that's always just sort of fun to develop, and there's always a chance. There's quarterbacks all the time that go and Dak Prescott was a 4th-round pick. He turned out to be the superstar for the Cowboys. So quarterback acquisition can happen in a lot of different ways. So Carson Beck at 2, yeah, I'm going to be out on that. Thank you. But at some other point in the draft, maybe, possibly, I'm open to it.
Yeah, man. I mean, I can't do it, dude. At number 2, how are you going to draft a guy that graduated 2 years ago, and then when it's asked about that, and you're not supposed to really talk about that, says it, oh, yeah, school, what? I graduated 2 years ago. So, I believe the guy's name is the other Johnny, I think, that gets on to the
Jets
show.
Johnny?
Oh, yes, that's his name. It's Jets
Oh,
Johnny.
okay.
Yes, yes,
Oh,
yes.
I see.
Yes.
Yeah, he said he was upset that you forgot his name in the comments section.
Oh, I can never forget his name.
Yeah,
Never forget his name. I just didn't want to put his business out on Front Street like that, So
Yeah, I
but-
appreciate that. And by the way, your partner in crime, Jets Worldwide, says, does Woody Johnson go after Cousins after what he did to his team? Maybe not. I'm just bringing up a random example. Maybe it's Captain Kirk Cousins. Maybe it's Malik Willis. Maybe it's Mac Jones. Maybe it's this. I don't know. Whoever the insert veteran is. So you're right, Jets Worldwide, part of the Snowball, the other half of this wonderful super team here, is that maybe not with the, him using the Jets as leverage. And even if he is open to it, right, he's a free agent, he's like, Jets, I want you. And then the Jets are like, do we want you? So, yeah, that could totally happen this offseason. That could be possible. Yeah. Did we lose Johnny Boy? It's a great look for Johnny Boy if we lost him. Look at that smile. Look at him. Up. Oh, wow. We lost Johnny Boy. Johnny Boy. Up. No Johnny Boy. Let's go to door number 2. Johnny Boy. Whoa, now we have 3 Johnny Boys. What the hell? Oh, here we go.
I think that was the other Johnny that was talking about.
Oh, I see. Trying to call in. He tried to intercept your signal there. Yeah, I don't know what the hell happened there. Nice.
Man.
Nice attempt there, Jets Johnny.
Yeah.
Nice try.
Try to get me. But hey, the whole Gruden situation now, and more stuff is starting to come out. And I don't know if you saw what Craig Carton came out and stated.
I did. I saw Craig Carton and Zach Rosenblatt did an interview explaining himself. He was on WFAN. So, and that wasn't with Carton, that was with somebody else. So, yes, I did see that.
Yeah. So, it's what you and I were saying when this whole report came out, in the sense of like, yo, you can't have a guy just talking about to another guy and saying, bro, you dealt with so much crap, you know, how did you deal with it? What's been going on with that? So,
yeah, for those who missed it, I guess we'll share it. Craig Carton says that he called up his sources with the Jets and got on the phone with the right people, and it was confirmed to him that Aaron Glenn himself called up John Gruden, but it was an exploratory football conversation. And during it, they just said somewhere in the conversation, it was, hey, would you be interested in coming back to football? And Gruden apparently gave whatever answer to the Jets. And went, okay, cool. And they hung up the phone. Craig Carton swears on his life that no job offer was made. And that's also what Zach Rosenblatt said. No job offer was made, but they explored the waters. And Craig says 100% that happened. So again, people can believe or not believe what they want. I've seen several people in the comment section say Zach Rosenblatt's full of shit. John Gruden totally denied it. Hey, you guys can believe what you want to believe, but new information has come out on that situation.
Yeah, and it was kind of like what you were saying, BG, because you were like the one that I heard it from first, and it was saying that, you know, you think that there was a phone call, right? It wasn't just that there was never a phone call.
Right. I don't think Zach just just to reiterate my take here, I don't think Zach just made it up. I don't think Zach put on a blindfold and he put a bunch of names on a wall and grabbed a dart and just threw it against the wall and took it off, went, oh, John Gruden. All right. That's a shit I'll make up today. And just said, John Gruden and the Jets had a conversation. Guess what? John Gruden denied. Boo, Jets suck. I don't think Zach, I've had Zach on the show many times. I don't believe he did that. That doesn't make any sense. Why would Zach do that? That doesn't track for me. There had to be something there that led Zach to tweet that out. And again, I'm not saying it went all the way to, it was like some of the interpretation of what he said was true, that a job was offered to John Gruden. That doesn't even make any sense on the phone. Why would I just call someone up and say, hey, you want a job? Sweet. Like the Jets are just, as Carton did during his rant, oh, anyone want a job? We're just calling a million people. Yeah, I don't think that happened.
Yeah, so the reason I'm bringing all of this up, do you think that a lot of these, because I'm going to call it hit pieces, is what it is, right?
Right.
It's stuff that's been warranted because of the way AG has essentially talked about the media and treated the media in such a bad way that they're like, all right, keep messing up. You're not winning. You're not doing, and you know, your camp is not giving us anything at all. So we're just going to start making up shit. And until somebody figures it out, you know, it is what it is. And we know that.
So you think it was made up?
I think that it was stretched. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, I
hear what you're saying.
I think it was stretched. I think Zach found out that there was a conversation, but to make it more relevant and make it something out of nothing, you know, he's gonna put, hey man, the dude was, you know, not interested in the job. So because if you see this,
see how it's misinterpreted, right? Because so like not well, whatever you want to call it. So like Yoham says, Zach made it up. Look at his tweet. Zach said specifically Gruden was offered a job and turned it down. Now Zach didn't say Gruden was offered the job, but look at the wording of this. He says the Jets reached out to John Gruden about the idea of joining Aaron Glenn's staff. Gruden wasn't interested in the job. That almost seemingly indicates that a job was offered and he wasn't interested in said job. So the wording of this, if we just take out the word job from this, Gruden wasn't interested. Jets reached out to John Gruden about the idea of joining Aaron Glenn's staff. Gruden wasn't interested. If you got rid of in the job part, I think people interpret this differently. The John Gruden thing still probably makes it go viral. Whoa, John Gruden Jets. But I think the in the job part is where it doesn't say here to me that Zach Rosenblatt is saying that he was offered the job. But I could see how someone interpreted it that way if they just look at it.
Yeah, so exactly. I mean, I just don't understand the complete like just hatred for AG, bro. It makes no sense to me. Like, I get that we're not winning, but shit, prior to him, we haven't been winning. You know, like we've had a losing organization that hasn't made the playoffs in 15 years. We have an organization that's not had a winning season in 10 years. We have more losing seasons than winning seasons, I would say. Right. So, like, again, what are you expecting this man to just turn it around that quick, being put in such a impossible position to try to turn around a organization that, yo, I wanted my coach to say, we're gonna win now. You know, it just didn't fucking happen. And I'm sorry for cursing, but it just didn't.
No,
And
no, you
like,
can't.
and it's just like, you know, fire him and all of that. Because then you get a guy like Salah that gets another gig at Tennessee. But is it because, you know, he was so nice to the media and everything? But we were destroying dude for running a country club with the New York Jets. But then you get a guy that comes in, is not doing that, you know, is saying, look, at least he is trying to fix his mess ups. Okay. He thought he had something in Tanner, didn't work out. He thought he had something with Steve Wilkes, it didn't work out. He brought in A, B, C, and D, and the other guys that I don't even want to mention their names because it's not even worth it. It didn't work out. Okay. But he got rid of them and he said, you know what? I'm gonna call the defense. And that's even if it's true, because you know, I don't even know if that's a real report that's out there that stated that he's gonna run the defense. If it's concrete evidence that he's saying out there, I am running the defense. You know, I'm making the plays and all that. So the whole wink conversation and all of that might not even be.
Johnny? Another screenshot opportunity, folks, for those in the audience. We've lost Johnny again. Oh, boy. Yep, there he is. There's Johnny. Johnny, how do you feel about this? Johnny? Uh-huh. Yeah. All right. Let's do a test, Johnny, real quick, okay? If you agree with what I say, and it dropped out. Son of a, and that, geez, what in the world? What, is he back? Oh, now he's all blurry. Oh, boy.
Can you see me?
Is he back?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, a little bit. Yeah, you're blurry as hell now, though, but.
Oh, that's because when I move.
Oh, okay, cool. Oh, you're moving so fast.
I'm so fast right now.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, dude, I don't know what's going on, man. Like, I don't know what's the deal with what's popping off. I don't know, maybe the snow. I don't know.
Yeah, it
But
might be.
did you hear what I was saying though?
I heard some words of what you were saying, and then you stopped, and then you were just, and I was like,
"Hey, man, that's what happens, bro. Like, you know, you got to make sure, even when you freeze, you still got to look on point, regardless."
All right, so hook me up with this, Johnny. Who's winning the Royal Rumble tonight, or this afternoon, rather, depending on your time zone?
It's at 2:00, right? So
it is 2:00, and there's 4 matches. There's the men's Rumble, women's Rumble. There's the Gunther AJ Styles potential retirement match, and then there's old Sami Zayn and Drew McIntyre for the World Championship.
So I think Sami Zayn, it's time for him to be that.
Yeah, I could see that.
You know, Gunther's gonna win because I think what they're doing is Gunther's going to be the guy that retires.
Like new legend killer. Oh,
yep.
I hope not. I love AJ. I hope not.
And then who's in the women's?
30 women. Yeah, so all of them.
So,
yes, yeah, it could be anyone.
I think for the men's going to be Dom.
Ooh, wow, that'd be fun.
And I think they're going to give it to Liz. And then you're going to see the whole run of a Liz and Dom type of.
Oh, Liv and Dom. Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. So that'll be my take on that, man. But
okay, nice. All right. Well, Johnny, if you want to finish off with anything before you freeze again.
Yeah. Just with the whole Salah stuff, like I was in shock what Salah was able to say on his first presser and talk about that. You know, he felt like a glorified fan on the side, calling timeouts and all of that with the New York Jets. That was crazy to me, you know. But people still wanted that guy to be here with us, you know. But then you get a guy that's not like that, super brash. He's very like, you know, like in your face. He's gonna say what he feels like off the riff, but we don't like that because he's just, you know, he's just too much. Like, when did we get so sensitive when it comes to stuff like that? This is New York. I mean, bro, you go to the city itself and you're crossing the street because you have the red light and all of that. You got a taxi cab screaming at you to get out of the way, but you have the right of way. Like, I just don't understand it. Like, and then just Salah's, is that the reason why he got another coaching job? Because he was nice to the media? And that's how you play it? I don't know.
Wait, we got some breaking Jets news. Here we go. Whoa, baby. Here we go. According to ESPN NFL insider Jeremy Fowler, former Chargers offensive coordinator Greg Roman will be a part of the Jets' in-person interviews for an offensive coordinator early next week. New York interviewed 5 candidates virtually and will whittle down their list down to 3 for in-person interviews. Roman is one of the 3 finalists. Wow.
It's a good pick with Greg Roman, and if he's there between him and Frank, I wouldn't mind it. So
okay, so that means that we're not going to find. So there's all this speculation that the Jets could find out who their offensive coordinator is today or yesterday, or rather Friday or Thursday. Now that we have an in-person interview scheduled for next week, they're dragging this out to next week. So we're going to get 3 finalists from that group of 5. And then the Jets will pick it from there. So, wow, we are getting a legitimate interview process. So, oh, boy, Greg Roman is a finalist, folks. So we stayed on long enough where we get that news from Jeremy Fowler. He is a finalist for the Jets job. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, dude. But that's the thing, right? AG's not going to be able to get anybody over here. Or, I don't, just the shit that's been going on with him and the fact that they're saying that nobody's going to want to come over here. It's wild, bro. You win in New York, I feel like you go up like this so quick. But that's just my take. What do I know, BG?
Yeah, well, we all just try to know what we can know here, Johnny. And I know that you know that we know that Jets Worldwide is where it is. Wide, wide, wide. And we'll see if there's a new partnership in the future here between some worlds colliding, perhaps. Some Jets Worldwide and another world, which we'll have to get into here very shortly. We'll see if that's cooking.
The Daily World?
Maybe. It's out there in the universe. We'll see if there's an update coming. We'll find out. Johnny, I see. Oh, boy. We're starting to get your facial features starting to freeze, so that's not a good sign. So, Johnny, or you're just moving very quickly. Hopefully, we'll have an update to come tomorrow.
Hey, appreciate you, BG. With that being said, man, hey, everybody smash the like, hit the sub. You guys know what time it is, man. So, with that being said, JETS, Jets. Shout out to Bob.
There you go. Beautiful, baby. Let's get one of those before we get out of here. Hey, now. Where is it? Oh, there it is.
JETS, Jets.
Yes. All right, we'll have all more on this breaking story here in just a little bit. Greg Roman, apparently, according to ESPN NFL insider Jeremy Fowler, is a finalist for the Jets offensive coordinator job. Jets virtually interviewed 5 people earlier this week. According to Jeremy Fowler, they will cut this group of 5 to a finalist list of 3. Greg Roman is one of the 3. If they're going for the experience, guys, the other 2 finalists should be Frank Reich and Darrell Bevel. Those should be the 3. But maybe the Jets are going to include one of the younger guys in that group. Again, Lunda Wells. Lunda. Could be of the Dallas Cowboys tight ends coach, so he could be in the mix. The other guy's Ronald Curry, formerly of the Buffalo Bills, or not formerly. Although I don't know if he's still on that staff. They're hiring a quarterbacks coach, so we'll see. So again, the 4 to potential choose from: Lunda Wells, Ronald Curry, Darrell Bevel, and then Frank Reich. 1 finalist is in the books. It's Greg Roman. He's interviewing in person next week for one of those jobs. Fowler says 2 more will join the group. We'll have more on this on heavy.com here shortly, and we'll let you guys know who those finalists are. So we'll keep you covered. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. Like the video, hit subscribe again. One more shout out, Boy Green Espresso Club. Okay, tonight, 8 o'clock, will be our first live show between me and all of you having some great conversations. Can't wait for that. That'll be coming up. Folks, thank you so much. On the way out, make sure you guys hit that like button, baby, and we'll see you. Take care.